show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show with the three amigos. Hotman, Crowder, and Solana on FM radio. Them boys be sliding, so we riding and we ready to go. 100,000 watts full throttle, baby, ready to blow. We passing Poco to Jupiter, we got your attention. You can tune in anywhere, but listen at your discretion. To the legend, Mr. Hotman can't stop him, each of the deuce. My brother got his own hot burger at Tucker Deuce. Now my rush more of these sports, spitting the truth. It's Channing Crowder, greatest Dolphins, who got 52. Solana one best of Miami, the voice of FIU. We reppin' to Miami, the Heat and the Panthers too. We reppin' for the Marlins, the Dolphins, that's how we do. We reppin' for the Crips, so it's always about the you. Hey Jimmy, please get a bell on the phone and tell him that it's on. I finally got his name on the song, can't do it wrong, cause it sounds so sweet. You spit the facts while I keep the crowd on their feet. Football season be the reason that I be bringing this heat. Georgia music representing 104.3. Hey, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show. Day 3 of Super Bowl week, which has been dominated by the NBA.
Hold my beer, NFL.
There is a big trade that has just been made. The Dallas Mavericks have moved on from Anthony Davis.
What?
That is wild. Nico Harrison, his whole idea, the way he sold this to everyone, right, was that Anthony Davis gave them what they needed to win now, gave them defensive help, gave them hustle because Luka was too fat and out of shape. I mean, the whole thing is so comically bad. So here's the trade. The Mavericks trade Anthony Davis to the Wizards, who now will team up ostensibly with Trae Young.
Trae Young and AD. That's a duo.
A few years ago, I'm not kidding you, a few years ago, that would have struck fear into the hearts of NBA fans. In 2026, Anthony Davis and Trae Young strike fear into the hearts of the training staff.
Strikes fear into the orthopedics. Damn, boy, y'all about to work the hell out of me at work.
So Shams Charania says, Mavericks trade Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Wizards for Chris Middleton, arguably Giannis's second or best third teammate that he's ever had. Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, 2 first-round picks, and 3 second-rounders, which, as Solana had pointed out when this happened right before we went on the air, the Mavericks actually got a better return for this package than for Luka. That's unbelievable. They got 5 draft picks in return for this package. 3 of them, or 2 of them first rounders.
Yeah.
They got a better package in return for this than for Luka.
Yeah, nothing wrong with drinking a beer every now and again, Nico.
Another trade. 76ers are trading Jared McCain to the Thunder for a 2026 first-round pick and 3 second-round picks. Jared McCain just netted 4 draft picks for the Sixers. What's going on here?
What is going on here?
And in the meantime, the Bulls look terrible without Vooch. And the Heat look terrible with whatever they did out there, other than the 2006 team that was out there at halftime. They look terrible.
They don't make no moves, but they still need to make moves.
Well, the Heat celebration. Solana and I, by the way, we are live at the Amerant Bank Arena in beautiful Sunrise, Florida. You've got Panthers and Bruins tonight. Crowder is on site at the Super Bowl. He is in San Francisco. He's actually done some actual San Francisco style eating, which we'll get to a little bit later on in the show, because he really disappointed us yesterday when his first night in San Francisco was spent in his hotel room eating Wingstop. That really is just...
They got some fried chickens out here.
I've read several tourist brochures, and that's not listed on one of them. I went on TripAdvisor to see where Wingstop delivery ranked, for San Francisco food, and it wasn't on the list. Shocking.
I had the sourdough. I had the clam chowder. I'll tell y'all about it.
You're the guy who goes to Olive Garden in Times Square, right? You go to New York and you hit Olive Garden in Times Square.
Oh, it's delicious over there.
The Heat celebration at the Kaseya Center was fun last night. The telecast, the radio broadcast, it was all fun. The only thing that wasn't fun really was the outcome of the game. And tomorrow is the actual NBA trade deadline, so we'll have to see what happens. But there has been movement, man. There has been movement. Let's start with headlines. So here's what we have planned for you today. John Michaels is going to join us from Atlanta. The Hawks, his Hawks dispatched the Heat last night. I want to talk to him about the Super Bowl as well. In the 4 o'clock hour, Doug Plagans is going to join us here at our broadcast setup at the Amerant Bank Arena. In the 5 o'clock hour, Goldie is going to stop by and join us. No local television for tonight's Panthers game. It's on TNT, and your only local broadcast will be here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Your 2 o'clock headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Wow, man. Jared McCain going to Oklahoma City. And like you mentioned, they get the Rockets' first-round pick, 3 second-round picks, and a first-round pick for this year, Hoch, which essentially, the Rockets are going to be a top team in the West, at the very least a playoff team in the West. So that's not a lottery pick, but it is funny how Jared McCain was viewed as, if you guys remember, he's the one with the TikTok dances.
Yep.
He had one of the best starts to a rookie season that you can hope for from a guy. And then he got hurt. And then, Tyrese Maxey's playing like an all-star, was an all-star.
Was he the dude that put up like 100 points in his first game?
That was VJ Edgecombe.
Oh, VJ
this
Edgecombe.
year.
That's right.
But they get VJ Edgecombe.
Yep.
And then now they're like, all right, Jared McCain, we loved you, but go do TikTok dances in Oklahoma City. I just saw SGA is going to be out for a couple weeks because of an injury, at least through the All-Star break. So they get some reinforcements there. And just a little more clarity on the 2 first-round picks that the Mavericks are getting for Anthony Davis and then the Hall of Players. It's a 2026 Oklahoma City first-round pick. That's as good as a second-round pick. Like, you're taking a flyer at the end of the first round.
Yep.
And then a 2030 Warriors protected first-rounder. I don't know what the protections are, but if the Warriors don't get Giannis, by 2030, you would imagine that's going to be a very different-looking team. If it's lottery protected, which I imagine it is, then it may not end up being a first-round pick that year for that pick. So it's not like they got some crazy unprotected haul from some bad team in the Wizards. The Wizards didn't give up any of their own draft capital.
All right.
By the way, the Heat play the Wizards on Sunday at 2 p.m. Now, will Anthony Davis play?
No, and neither will Trae Young. So
we'll never see them play together.
Hoch, you mentioned the celebration last night. The celebration was awesome. Shaq stole the show. I don't know how much of it you watched, but he basically, like, right at the beginning, Eric Reed, who did a really good job, tossed it over to Shaq with like some sort of, hey, Shaq, don't you have a surprise for all these guys? And Shaq says, I promised a couple of you that I would buy you Bentleys if we won the title. So I'm coming through 20 years later. And he got them Bentleys, those little toy Bentleys that he drove right out onto the court. And then he delivered are you not entertained?
it was cute. It was funny because Eric Reed said you could actually wear those on your feet as slippers, which was a great line. But also, if you promised them Bentleys, you're Shaq. You kind of should have bought them Bentleys over the last 20 years.
I don't know, because UD and Dwayne they don't need you to buy them a car. That's exactly how it's
20
supposed
years ago, 20 years ago, when
No.
Shaq said to them, if we win this championship, I will buy you both a Bentley. You got to live up to the terms of that deal.
Yep.
Not 20 years later.
Yep.
You're a man. You make a wager. I'm all about forgiveness for anything. You owe me money for lunch. I'll never ask for it. But if you make a wager, I expect you to be a man and live up to the terms of the wager. Now, Shaq has had myriad opportunities over the last 20 years to buy them Bentleys, and he took the easy way out with toy Bentleys last night.
If a grown man buys another grown man a car, it's almost disrespectful.
Not if the guy said, oh, okay, try it on me. See if I'm disrespected. Buy me a car. I want you to disrespect me.
You are a man with testosterone running through your system. You don't want another grown man to buy you a car.
I'm a man with testosterone running through my system. And when another man says, here's the terms of our agreement, I expect that man with testosterone running through his system to live up to the terms of the agreement.
Driving no man's car.
Well, try it on me. Buy me a car, and I'm going to see if I feel If I do, I'll give it back to you. If I feel I'm going to drive it for a week, and if I feel disrespected, I'll give it back to you.
I have a beard. You see my beard?
The question, though, is who did he promise he'd buy a Bentley? Because if it's
Wade was one of them for sure.
For sure. Because if it's Antoine Walker, just two alone would have to go to Antoine Walker right now.
Big fella.
Take this back. I just need a gift card.
But I like, I look at him. Everyone's like, oh, Antoine Walker got so big. You know how I look at it. I'm like, man, that's what I want to do. I just want to eat, put on weight, lay in bed, have you come clean under my flaps. Like, he's doing it right, man.
He's eating jelly beans without swallowing. Just letting them roll through his mouth. He's huge.
Tonight's Cats game is an important one. If the other night was the most important game of the season, according to Matthew Tkachuk, then this now becomes the most important game of the season. The Cats trail the Bruins by 9 points for the final wild card spot. They got the Bruins here tonight. There's only 27 games left, including this one. Now, you do have a 3-week hiatus because of the Winter Olympics in Milan, but this is one of those teams that you're chasing.
Yep.
And you have them here in your own building.
Would have been nice, again, to at least get a point from Buffalo Monday night. And, man, they could really use 2 points tonight. The math is having more difficult times mathing when it comes to the path to the playoffs for the Panthers. You're not going to be able to let these get away. Not against Boston, Buffalo, not against teams that are in the spot where you want to be.
The Miami Heat got blown out by the Hawks last night.
They did.
The game was the celebration was great. Everything that happened outside of the celebration was it sucked. And there was I don't know if you guys saw this, a "We Want Giannis" chant late in, I'd say, like third quarter, maybe early fourth quarter. A "We Want Giannis" chant by the home crowd that was pretty loud.
Who doesn't want Giannis? It's Giannis.
Right. It's, like, I mean, I'm sure that makes Tyler Hero feel bad. Right?
I don't give a damn about Tyler Hero's feelings.
That, like, it's not shocking, but, everybody wants Giannis, but there's obviously, he's not just coming here. You'd have to, like, I wonder how Khalil Ware hears that and Tyler hears that.
The Heat finished 2-3 over their play-in game stretch. Remember, they played all the teams over 5 games that were currently and continue to be the play-in tournament seeds. The Heat go 2-3 over that stretch. They went 2-1 against the Bulls. They lost to the Magic, and then yesterday they closed it out by losing to the Atlanta Hawks.
Were they supposed to win last night? Because no Tyler, no Norm. I mean, I know they were 1-point favorites. I thought, just based on the pomp and circumstance of the night and having those Heat dignitaries in the crowd, I thought that they were going to blow Atlanta out. I thought they were going to put on a performance. I didn't bet last night. And I was kind of angry that I didn't when the game first started. I'm like, oh, I forgot everyone's going to be there. You know, Wade sitting there and Shaq sitting there. Like, I thought the Heat were going to have a better performance than they had. Should they have beaten the Hawks?
They shouldn't have gotten blown out.
Right.
And you're right. No Norm. No Andrew Wiggins, which was huge going up against Jalen Johnson, who's legit good, and no Tyler Hero. But no Tyler is like an evergreen statement right now throughout the season. He's played in 11 games. Yesterday was game 52. So no Norm and no Wiggs was a big deal. You still shouldn't get blown out, though, by the Atlanta Hawks.
This is interesting. Didn't the Dolphins hire Nathaniel Hackett?
Yes.
What did they hire him as?
QB coach.
Well, he's just taken the job as the offensive coordinator for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yep.
So Nathaniel Hackett's time with the Dolphins has come to an end. We thank him. Jimmy, if you could work on a montage for next segment.
Never knew him.
What about Corey Dickerson montage?
All right, we'll just play that instead. But there was a lot of thought that Nathaniel Hackett, I had read this yesterday, that Nathaniel Hackett, remember, it was Aaron Rodgers who was Hackett's best friend.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers really got Nathaniel Hackett that job in Denver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Got him the job in Denver or New York? Wasn't it New York?
Well, wasn't he the head coach in Denver and got embarrassed in week 1?
One season. He got fired.
Or was it Peyton Manning that got him that job? I don't know. Regardless, Nathaniel Hackett and Aaron Rodgers are very friendly because then he can't. Yes, he did get him the job in New York also. He brought him to New York when he was there. There was some conjecture yesterday that with Nathaniel Hackett being with the Dolphins, Aaron Rodgers might be your bridge quarterback next season for the Dolphins. If he's looking for one more season and he's done with Pittsburgh, maybe he would come play for Nathaniel Hackett. But those dreams, if those were indeed dreams, have gone up in smoke.
It's crazy where people get jobs knowing that they're still interviewing for other jobs, the same cycle. It's weird what's going on in the league now.
Yeah. Because remember that happened with Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel took the job as the OC in L.A., but then was interviewing for head coaching jobs.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't think it's weird, though. I mean, hey, I appreciate this. I'd love to join your staff, but I have an opportunity to be an offensive coordinator where I'll have more of an opportunity to be hands-on.
Well, then you didn't really want this job.
No, it's like we talked about it on the pivot. If a woman you propose to a woman and she says, "Give me some time, let me think about it," you don't talk to her anymore. You got to lock in with me. We got to lock in.
Well, no, it's more like if you're dating a girl for 2 days and then you say to her, "Oh, you know what? This girl that I was really after seems to be interested now, so I'm going to have to go date her."
Yeah, got to lock in.
What's the problem with that? You're not, if you've gone on 2 or 3 dates with a girl, you're just in a dating phase. You're not committed. You can still explore other options.
Well, no, you've committed. You've accepted the job.
No, you haven't. You haven't accepted the job.
What are you talking about? Nathaniel Hackett was here setting up an office.
Yeah, he had his name. He had his name played already.
He was never he was never officially hired. He was never
Solana,
officially
hired. Sure?
Yeah, you've had chlamydia.
I wish. It's like the best of the STIs, right? Chlamydia.
Is it? For what reason?
Right, Crowder?
I don't know. I didn't have mono. That's what's for y'all.
Well, mono's not an STI. I mean, mono is just a rite of passage.
Don't you mean an STD?
No.
Okay.
Well, admittedly, although I think it might be older people, it's an STD.
It was, but they're no longer viewed upon as diseases.
Right.
Now they're infections.
Right.
So sexually transmitted infection.
Right.
Crabs.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe crabs is on the top of the list.
Crabs is easy to get rid of.
Before chlamydia, I think.
Yeah, crabs. Man, run through crabs on a Saturday.
But chlamydia can only be gotten by a female.
No, boys can get chlamydia.
You're right about that.
I'm pretty sure about that.
Hawk. So no men have given women chlamydia? Because they have to have chlamydia to give it to somebody.
No, I think men have some sort of germ or something. I think it's called something different if it's with a man. I don't think men get chlamydia.
No.
If I knew how to
Hog, I
spell it,
think I think you're wrong, and I think your street days
Not
are way
definitely
over.
not a K. Is it CH or
Yeah.
CL?
CHLAMYDIA.
No, men
Chlamydia.
can have chlamydia.
Yeah.
The
Sure.
drip. The drip.
Discharge from the penis,
Yeah.
burning during urination, itching, burning in the urethra. What's that? And pain, swelling in the testicles.
Interesting.
Chlamydia.
I got chlamydia. Never knew its name. I thought that was a female-only disease.
No, they have to get it from somewhere.
Right, but if a man has it, it's called whatever, wangitis. And then if a woman has it, it's called chlamydia. That's what I thought.
No.
Huh.
The drip.
The drip. It's curable, though, with antibiotics, in case anybody out there is feeling any of those symptoms I just mentioned.
Yes, please see your doctor.
All right. Let me give you everybody just a really quick update on where things stand with Giannis Antetokounmpo. The trade deadline is tomorrow. Giannis spoke to The Athletic one-on-one interview, and the money quote that everybody has seen, quote, "Brother, if you ask me deep down what I want today, I want to be a Milwaukee Buck for the rest of my career. I want to win here, another championship, and if you can tell me that's possible, let's just hang up the phone." But he also said, I want to win. I want to be here to win championships.
This is why I don't think he necessarily is going to be traded by tomorrow, because I think if he really is going to move on, they can probably figure out a better formulation during the offseason. But I think if they say to him, give us through next offseason to try to put something together here, I'm of the belief that it's not BS. He wants to win. I had asked you guys, remember when they had the argument about Giannis? I said, if, though, he could win a championship in Milwaukee or any other team, what do you think he would prefer? And to a man, everybody said in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's one of those situations where he's like, I want out of this city. I want to be in a bigger market. I want to be closer to my family. I don't think it's any of that. He wants to win. We went over the list of his teammates over his entire career in Milwaukee. It was pretty shocking when you read the list and you see the dearth of quality teammates he has played with over the entirety of his career.
He says, I want to be here, but I want to be here to win, not fighting for my life to make the playoffs. And to answer your question, Hoch, sure, in theory, he doesn't want to be the bad guy. He likes to be loyal. I think that's a part of it, especially with European players. Like, they're loyal sometimes to a fault, but he also sees the writing on the wall, which is the best player they've ever put around me is Chris Middleton and Brook Lopez.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, the small market I'm currently a part of and I love and I want to be here is not going to produce the type of talent around me where, quote, from him, he doesn't have to fight for his life to make the playoffs.
It's exactly what y'all said. He wants to be loyal. He wants to be nice. He doesn't want to be the bad guy. He's Giannis Antetokounmpo. He celebrates championships or going to get a 50-piece of nugget from Chick-fil-A. He doesn't want to be a butt wipe, but he wants to win. And he's looking around the NBA, looking at Luka, what Luka did, looking at guys move around. Why am I boneheadedly sitting here in Milwaukee when I have a championship for y'all and y'all didn't give me nothing? Baby Tooth Middleton is the best you gave me. So he doesn't want to be the bad guy, but he has to be honest with his career.
And by the way, you said, look at what Luka did. Luka didn't want to leave. Luka cried. Luka did not have anything to do with moving on. Luka wanted to stay in Dallas for the rest of his life. And I would submit to you, much like Giannis, win, lose, draw, Luka loved that city, didn't want to go anywhere. The European mindset. I mean, you just kind of said it, the international mindset.
I think it does come down to that a little bit. Doesn't mean all European players are that loyal, but like I remember Goran Dragic leaving the fact that he got traded.
You can't get him out of Miami. He's so loyal to this city, you can't get him out of here.
I don't need to see any more Goran on halftime.
Couldn't believe he wasn't there last night.
I know we're up against it, but just really quickly, here's what the latest is. It's been Brian Windhorst providing the updates as of today, and there's no major updates. On Get Up this morning, he said it's still a 3-team race. He's still watching the Heat, the Timberwolves, and he still believes the Warriors have the best package possible right now, that they've put all their chips on the table. And then he was on with Sedano, his morning show out in LA, and the update, this was like an hour ago. I'm not feeling the Heat deal right now, but if at 2 p.m. today the Heat trade Wiggins for 2 first-round picks, now we got some type of deal. And then he actually said that he thought the Timberwolves actually reduced their chances of landing Giannis
Interesting.
with the trade yesterday. And I read it in a totally different way, which was they're opening up cap space and
That's
trying
what
to
I
remain
thought.
flexible.
Yeah.
But he views it differently. He said, quote, "In fact, they mildly weakened their hand."
Interesting. All right. Anything else? Because John Michael's going to join us.
Your weather right now in South Florida, much warmer. It's 75 degrees.
Yeah, nice day finally, and we got to be stuck in the hockey arena. It's the first day that I can walk around outside with shorts on, and I'm stuck here in a 3-degree hockey arena. What's going on? Panthers Bruins tonight. You'll hear it here on 104.3 FM WQAM. John Michaels from 680 The Fan in Atlanta is going to join us in the next segment. Talk some Heat Hawks with him, talk some Super Bowl with him as well. So do not go anywhere.
Yo, gotta check out Tootsie's Cabaret. It's the largest strip club in the entire world. Yeah, the rappers talk about it and all the athletes come down here. Go over to Tootsie's. Have you a good time. I've been going there since 2005. Over 20 years, and I'm going to go there until 2045 or 2055. I'm going to go there as long as I can. It is open daily from noon to 6 a.m. That's 18 hours of food specials, $100 bottles, half-price drinks every single day till 8 p.m. You got to get the Tootsies. And the kitchen I'm talking about, it's not some guy in the back with a frying pan. It is a full kitchen. Steak, lobster. They have the chicken wings are amazing. Get I get hot lemon pepper every time I go. You got to go to Tootsies. Get the food. Get the drinks, see the dozens and dozens of TVs that are going to play football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, MMA, UFC. If you're watching something, if it goes to commercial, there's going to be a beautiful entertainer on a number of stages around Tootsie's that you can have a good time. You got some time at lunch. You got a couple hours to burn, man. Check out Tootsie's Cabaret. It's right by Hard Rock Stadium. So any event you go over there, right around the corner, don't sit in traffic. Go to Tootsie's. Before the game, go to Tootsie's. You'll have a good time, man. TootsiesCabaret.com. That's the website. Go to TootsiesCabaret.com for more information.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I have this fantasy, I've had this for years, of becoming obese and bedridden and just watching TV all day and having people bring me food. All right, we are live at the Amarant Bank Arena in Sunrise. You got Panthers and Bruins tonight. Crowder is live in San Francisco. Boots on the ground for Super Bowl 60, which is just a few days away. And because we are technologically advanced on this program and we've got correspondents all over the nation, we go to the city of Atlanta. We go to Atlanta, Georgia, where John Michaels is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He hosts mornings on 680 The Fan in Atlanta. You can hear him nationally on ESPN Radio. You can follow him on Twitter at John Michaels U. And I do want to talk Super Bowl with you. It's one of the last times we'll be able to talk football with you, but I'm going to bring up the Heat Hawks game last night first, since you are there in Atlanta, and the Hawks handled the Heat last night with almost all the 2006 Heat championship team in attendance. I was saying to Solana and Crowder, like, I thought the Heat, even without Norman Powell and Tyler Hero and Wiggins, I thought they'd show out last night. Were you still a South Floridian during the 2006 championship?
No. I was here in Atlanta. It's funny I tell the story. I was barely on air. I was doing some convoluted Braves postgame for a non-Braves flagship, and we happened to be on the air the night that the Heat won. And when they missed the three, was it Jason Terry misses the three and Miami grabs a rebound? We're live on air. I scream, headphones shatter. I go running out down the hallway. I'm like, we're champions. This is the first time I've ever seen the Heat win a title. I'm going bananas. My co-host is like, what in the hell are you doing? Like, we're doing a Braves post game making $25 a show, which, if you know your empty a radio, everybody outside of Crowder knows what it's like to start making no money. Like $8,000 a show or whatever it was. But yeah, $25 a show, and I'm screaming, running up and down the road, and just acting a fool. And I've got a crazy story behind that. Game 3, remember, we're down 2-0 in that series. And I'm at home watching it with my roommate, and we're living in like a $600 a month apartment, which you could get back then. But even then, a $600 a month apartment was kind of sketchy. And I'm eating food, and the Mavericks go up 13 with 6 minutes left, and I take my fork, and I sling it, and it sticks in the wall.
You are the funniest, man.
And
because we know how passionate you are about the Canes. I don't know if people realize how passionate John is about South Florida teams in general, or just passionate about sports enough to fling a fork into his wall.
Here's the best part. The fork sticks. We come back and win game 3. Wade has like 40-something. And I look at my roommate. And I said, don't touch that damn fork. And that fork sat there. That fork sat there for another 5 days or whatever until they won the title. And then I had to learn how to drywall and spackle and do everything else. Look, I got a Miami Heat tattoo right here. Of course I'm passionate about that.
That's funny, man.
And that's pretty nasty to leave a fork in the wall after getting eaten on. I'm not the cleanest guy in the world. Hey, are the Hawks, are y'all excited? Are they excited up there with Anthony Davis? Because that was weird when I heard that. We talked about it earlier in the show.
Oh, he's going to the Wizards.
He's going to the
Wizards.
Oh, for everybody moving and like the new look Hawks as they go in.
Look, they try to argue with me that, because we were having a conversation when the Giannis stuff came up, and I said, if you're the Hawks, push your chips in the middle. You've sucked forever. Like, who cares? You're in the 10 hole. You gave away Trae Young for a bag of chips, which I thought was a disaster. You had to get picks out of that. They didn't. Hawks fans are excited because they have a chance to get the number 1 overall pick. Somehow they fleeced the Pelicans when they traded him DeJounte Murray to get an unprotected first-round pick, which the Pelicans right now, I think, have the second worst record. So there's your level of excitement here in Atlanta. Take Jalen Johnson, and maybe you get A.J. Dibansa, or you get Cameron Boozer, or you get the kid Darren Peterson out of Kansas, and you pair that up. But whatever, they're in the 10 hole. No, honestly, nobody cares about basketball right now. If it wasn't for the Falcons firing everybody, I'm not sure what the hell we'd be talking about up here.
John, maybe since you have a Heat tattoo, you just told that story, you're not the most objective person to ask this question to, but help me understand, because I don't see eye to eye with Hoch and Crowder on this. Based on reports, which is what we're going off of, the Heat's alleged package for Giannis Antetokounmpo, which we would assume is Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, maybe like Jaime Jaquez Jr., and then one of the young guys, Kaz or Pella, and then 2 first-round picks, maybe an extra pick and a bunch of pick swaps. Is that not the best package available? Again, based on what we know, maybe there's a secret team, but the Warriors unprotected picks and Draymond and Pajemski, or whatever Minnesota's trying to do with like 8 other teams. I know I see it through heat blinders. I realize that, but you're in Atlanta. Other people are following this story. Is that not the best package available?
Solana, it sure feels like it. The Warriors package, you're putting 2 guys who are almost dead. I mean, Jimmy Butler has no leg. He's God bless Jimmy. He's having ACL surgery. Draymond Green, I think the only place he would have been an all-star the way he is in Golden State. Like, and those days are 5 years in the past. Pods is whatever. He's just a dude. Our young players are better. And if Golden State thinks they would be good with Giannis, your picks are going to be, at 25, 27. The Heat are at least giving you young playable guys. Khalil Ware, I really like. I think they're doing a disservice not playing him more at this point. I mean, what are you, the 7-8 seed in the playoffs? I think a lot of it is reporting in the NBA to keep everything relevant is let's keep telling other people whose trades matter so folks pay attention. The Heat's package is the best. If the Bucks don't want it, then you're not trying to trade Giannis right now, and you're going to wait till the summer, and then the Heat are getting nothing. I'm going to tell you now, if they don't get Giannis, they damn well better go get Ja Morant, because if not, they're a franchise that doesn't matter anymore. And I've never said that about the Heat, really, since the time Pat Riley came around. But if they can't make something happen now, when the last whale, as they like to call it, is sitting out there, they're not getting one in free agency. Your guys that you have right now have proven to be play-in type players at best. You either need to make a move, swing for a Ja Morant, maybe he goes crazy here in a good way. If not, the Heat just don't matter anymore.
Let's shift gears over to football, because it is Super Bowl week, which has been kind of hijacked by the NBA. I said at the beginning of the show. First, I'll start with the easy one. Who you got on Sunday?
I'll cheer for the Seahawks. I would rather put my head in a wood chipper than cheer for the New England Patriots. They stole my Super Bowl. Like, I would actually have a physical Super Bowl ring from working with the Falcons. So they stole that, or we gave it to them, whatever you want to say. As a longtime Dolphin fan, having to watch Tom Brady and Bill Belichick's smug ass face win game after game, I hate them. I'm not even mad. As a matter, like, I know Bill Belichick should be in the Hall of Fame as a first ballot. It's good that him and Robert Kraft didn't get in, because I didn't have to have more Patriot nonsense shoved in my face. Plus, I think New England kind of arrived a year early. Maybe Seattle did as well, but Seattle seems to have players. New England's lived off gut, determination, hard-nosed coach, and Drake May playing really well. So give me the Seahawks in the game.
Do we have to stop laughing at Sam Darnold? Is he not the help, the ancillary piece of a good team? Is he actually a part of a good team? Because I didn't think he was a good quarterback, and then hell, Minnesota last year, and now taking the Seahawks to the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, Channing, I thought last year maybe was flukish with Sam Darnold. You're like, all right, whatever. They won 14 games. They had a lot of talent. Sam just kind of played a good year. But at the end of the year, we had a conversation up here, and I said the Vikings are idiots if they don't re-sign Sam Darnold to 3 years and $100 million or whatever. I said, because I didn't like J.J. McCarthy. I thought J.J. McCarthy coming out of school was way overdrafted for a guy that turned and handed off all the time. Now you watch this year, Sam Darnold's a legitimate top 10-ish type quarterback in this league. And the only reason we won't give him props is because he sucked with the Jets. He sucked with the Panthers. He was a backup in San Fran, but he resurrected his career. And if they're to win the Super Bowl, it's going to be in big part because of Sam Darnold. They don't win the NFC title without him. He balled the hell out against the Rams.
I remember having a conversation with you. I think you and I are somewhat kindred spirits when it comes to a big game we like to watch in the privacy of our own home. We don't like a bunch of hoo-ha going on, riff-raff. What about a Super Bowl? Does John Michaels attend or throw a Super Bowl party?
Every now and then I'll have a Super Bowl get together. My basement will comfortably fit 8 to 10 people in there, where everybody has a seat and you can eat and you're not sitting on top of each other. Every now and then this week I'm working ESPN until 7:00. So I'll go ahead and make some money. I'm like Crowder. I'm going to have 9 jobs this week. I'm going to go ahead and make a little cash before the game. And then at 7:00 when I'm done, I'll walk across the hall, but nobody's coming over. The other part is anybody that comes to my house that talks trash about Bad Bunny, I might punch him in the throat. I'm literally buying a Bad Bunny shirt to wear Monday just to annoy people, because the vitriol I have seen about Bad in the halftime show, I'm not going to watch. Who cares? Nobody needs to announce that they're not going to watch this.
That's the part that I find so funny. The people who find it necessary to announce it.
Right.
I'm not going to watch. Like, okay, I'm not watching West Wing. I don't know. It's not my style of show. When did we start announcing what we are or what we're not going to watch?
Tweet that, Hawk. Tweet that.
Yeah, I'm not watching. You should tweet that. Absolutely. Aren't those the same people that said they weren't watching football for the last 6 years anyway? So we're done. But no, honestly, I don't like being around. I don't like a lot of people around during the games. You know, I'm like that with the Canes. I won't go anywhere unless it's the actual stadium. I don't want to be around 50 people. I want to watch.
What's going to be on the menu? What's going to be on the menu Sunday?
My wife is having 2 friends over, so she's going to do she does a really good spinach dip. She does a really good buffalo dip. I'll order wings because I'm working. I don't have time to cook outside. So it'll probably be 100 wings in the house, a thing of spinach dip, a thing of buffalo dip. You got to have some shots because why not? You figure out some different things to drink, and Tito's and sugar-free Red Bull. It seems to get me going anytime I need it.
Hey, speaking of wings, Crowder's in San Francisco. Do you find this at all like mind-numbing? Crowder's in San Francisco. Last night was his first night in San Francisco, and so Monday night was his first night in San Francisco. Yeah. So I asked him yesterday on the show, well, what did you do? Did you go to Lombard Street? Did you go have sourdough bread? He stayed in. He watched West Wing on television and Uber Eats Wingstop. Now, I listen, everybody likes the lemon pepper wing as much as the next guy. If you're in San Francisco, which is known for great food, would you ever do that?
Wingstop, no offense, and I like Wingstop. I get them about once every 2 weeks because they're right by my house. I would have tried a more local wing establishment than just Wingstop. It might have been, San Francisco Bay Bridge wings, whatever it may be.
And walk over there. Just walk over there. And
I don't know. I don't know what Larry's Wings is. I know what Wingstop wings are, John. The consistency of it is what gives me comfort.
Is there anything worse, though, than when you do try a new wing place and they either have the giant steroid wings that are like this
big, I hate those.
Or they have the little rat leg wings that are this big? I tried one.
I like.
It needs to be a little bit. I need more than like bone and skin. I need some.
I like gristle. I want to bite in. It's all gristle and bone.
He wants gristle wings.
My dog wants gristle wings. Like Louis dog eats gristle, not me.
The best. Give me a gristle wing every day over those big Flintstone wings.
There's nothing I hate worse than when I get the big steroid wings where you got one flat and it's the size of like a double cheeseburger at McDonald's. That's not good chicken. That's fake chicken. I don't need processed food. Mm-hmm. Need something good. Today, try Larry's Wings, Shannon. Come on, man. Give us a.
I'm gonna call Larry's Wings. But you said something. I need to know the difference between a party and a get together. It's the amount of people because you said 8 to 10 is a get together.
Yeah, that's a get together because 8 to 10, like normally, especially at my house, we have 8 to 10. Half of them are my wife's friends, and they're going to sit upstairs at the dining room table, and they're going to talk about hair products. And every now and then they'll come down and go, "Who's winning the game?"
you live in Archie Bunker's house. What kind of divide do we have going on here in 2026?
Right when Miami and Florida State played, it was a party. He had 25 people here. People are sitting. I've got ancillary chairs shoved into the movie room trying to find places to watch the game. That's a party. We also had like Bad Bunny playing full blast upstairs, so my wife and her friends were dancing at that time. So that's a party. A get together, look, a couple of friends come by and they say hello, and you have no problem kicking them out. Like the second the game goes off, they go. A Super Bowl party, the game ends, and you've had too many drinks, and now the next thing you know, it goes till 1 o'clock in the morning. That's a party.
And like a Super Bowl party, you almost have to plan, like, I'm ordering this in or whatever. A get-together is like, hey, you guys want to order some food? Yeah, right. Let me hop on Uber Eats. What do you want? Oh, you want some chicken wings? All right, we'll get that. Yeah, much more casual.
We go to Riverside Pizza where it's $6.99 for a large pizza here, and you order like 5 pizzas, and you have enough to eat. And it's normally all my son, and it's funny, Kane now likes to be the one. And by the way, shout out to everybody in South Florida. I didn't get a chance to say this after the Natty. The amount of people that came up because of your guys' show and wanted to meet my son, he was like, "Dad, why does everybody know me?" I said, "Well, I'm on Hoch and Crowder all the time, and everybody knows who you are." So shout out to everybody down there. But normally it turns into him that facilitates more of the party. Dad, I invited like 8 of my friends, which means his entire basketball team. I go, what in the hell's happening here? I don't need all your boys here. But they end up being.
John Michaels, 680 The Fan in Atlanta. Follow him on social media, John Michaels U. We'll talk to you in a few weeks, John.
All right, guys.
There you go, John Michaels. 3 days. Oh, is it 3 days away? Thursday, 4 days away, I guess.
Wednesday,
Day 3 of Super Bowl week.
Yeah.
4 days away.
4 days
from Super Bowl Sunday. All right, guys, 2026. I know a lot of you probably start with that resolution about improving your health, and hopefully you're doing that. But if you're tired all the time and you're low on energy, you don't sleep well, you don't see much progress in the gym, staying committed can be tough. Atlantic Men's Clinic can help you, though, because being tired and low on energy and not seeing progress when you're working out, those are often signs of low testosterone, and that's where Atlantic Men's Clinic comes in. I've been going to Atlantic Men's Clinic every week now for over a year. I get my testosterone shot. I am legit thrilled. Wish I had started sooner, to be honest. There is a notable difference in energy, just how you feel overall when your testosterone's in the correct range, the upper side. And now Atlantic Men's Clinic is also helping men go further with 4 targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1, and PDA, all designed to boost energy, support metabolism, enhance recovery, and accelerate fat loss. So with low T treatments combined with the body composition programs, most men notice real improvements, more energy, better focus, improved sleep, stronger workouts, a renewed sex drive as well. Schedule a consultation at Atlantic Men's Clinic. Everyone there is so friendly. They do your lab work. They have your results within 30 minutes. A Florida licensed medical provider reviews your results with you and discusses your options. They have 7 locations in South Florida, so call them 877-455-7300. 877-455-7300, or you can always visit the website, which is atlanticmensclinic.com. Featured therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Homer Simpson works with the Niners?
We back at it with the steady, Hotman, Crowder, and Solana. 305, cafecito time, dame una colada. Got some interviews next, always got dope guests. Get the cesspool live, dropping comments and likes. We about to get right. Talking sports, listen to Odyssey 4.3. Live and back on GeorgiaMusic.com.
That's your dance.
Like a mad murder's bomb off power. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock hour. Get ready for the 3 o'clock.
We're ready for that 3 o'clock. I was just churning butter here singing that song.
Churning butter.
Churn butter, man. There's been another trade in the NBA. This is going to crush my son, who is the biggest Kobe White fan for the Bulls.
The only Kobe White fan.
The Chicago Bulls are trading Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr., who they just got yesterday. They're trading Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr. to the Charlotte Hornets for Colin Sexton, Ousmane Dieng. I don't know how to say his name. I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
And 3 second-round picks. Man, Kobe White, he had games for the Bulls, man. He could score. He could make you pull your hair out, but he could score.
You are the Bulls and Solana with the Heat. I can't deal with it. It's Kobe White.
Yeah. He should have been something special. He was going to be something special, but anyway, there you go. We are at the Amerant Bank Arena, Solana and I. You've got a Panthers Bruins game tonight. Crowder is in San Francisco. So a couple of security guards who we see every time we're out here. A couple of them came up to see us, Crowder, and they were asking, did you get a chance to finally get an actual San Francisco meal? They had heard about your Wingstop Monday night. So you said last night you actually went out and got something that was local?
Went to Fog Harbor. I had a sourdough loaf filled with clam chowder, topped with Dungeness crab meat. And then I had the roasted Dungeness crab. It's pretty good.
That sounds delicious. I love a bread bowl. Did you gnaw on the bread bowl?
Yes, I did. Because the crabs were slow motion. So I finished my chowder and the bread bowl sitting there, and I just started gnawing on it.
Yeah, because that's the thing. So, like, all right, so you have that as the soup, and you're waiting for your entree. Well, now you're just staring at some tasty bread. And what's better than bread? I don't know, bread soaked in chowder.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I'll take a little piece. I'm just gonna rip off a little piece here. And then by the time they bring you the entree, you're making love to the bread bowl with your face.
But I would say, and you're gonna push back, it was sourdough bread. Like, I've had sourdough bread in South Florida. I've had San Francisco sourdough. It's bread.
I'm not going to push back because I've never had it in San Francisco, but I did read you the explanation yesterday as to why the sourdough bread is better in San Francisco than elsewhere.
It's bread. And I was sitting next to a individual, and he had, we got to talk. Where you from? Oh, I'm from here. Oh, you're in South Florida. The stone crabs are better than Dungeness crabs. Like, they're
yes.
I agree. What it is. Like, I had to break his feeling. I was like, you ever had a stone crab? He said, no. I said, so why are we arguing about this? Because you don't know what you're talking about. You have no reference
certain
point.
Things are just better. Stone crab, meatier, easier to open, and tastier. Maine lobster, better than Florida lobster.
No.
Oh, stop it.
Maine lobster, the big ones?
Yes.
Man, those little spiny Florida lobsters, the sweet meat.
Are you joking?
I'm dead serious. That big, hunky, Hulk Hogan ass lobster.
Nobody wheels around in a wagon at a fine restaurant.
Yeah, those big old. Nobody wants them big ass lobsters.
You like
They're
a
old.
Florida lobster better than a Maine lobster?
I like a spiny Florida lobster more than a Maine lobster. The meat is sweeter. It's more tender. It melts in your mouth. Them big Maine lobsters are 170 years old. I don't want a lobster that been through menopause. I want a tiny little sweet tail.
I have lost all respect for your food opinion based on that. That's just complete garbage.
That big rough ass lobster meat.
Here's a couple Super Bowl props. I've been sprinkling these in during our Super Bowl week here. Will Chris Collinsworth during the broadcast say, "Now here's a guy"?
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah. I mean, he says that all the time.
What's the odds? Like yes, minus 50,000.
Yes is minus 180.
That's it.
Yeah, because he's very aware that people say that he says that all the time.
That's his thing. It's not, and it's also not bad that he
Right.
says it.
Right.
Just his thing.
Will Sam Darnold seeing ghosts be mentioned?
No.
Remember, he said that with New York. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm seeing ghosts out there. And he was lambasted in the New York media for suggesting that. No is minus 1,000.
Yeah.
So they're not going to revisit that.
I don't think so.
How many times will JSN be said? I think you had talked about this. Instead of Jackson Smith and Jigba, how many times will JSN be said during the actual game broadcast? You want to guess what the over-under is set at?
4.5.
It's set at 2.5.
Oh, over.
It's Tirico, right? On
Yes.
the broadcast.
Yes.
Tirico says Smith and Jigba.
That's not a bad Tirico you just did there.
You like that?
Yeah.
Smith and Jigba.
That's not a bad Tirico.
I love Mike Tirico.
So you would take the under?
I think I would still take the over because there's no way Collinsworth is saying Smith and Jigba.
Well, it also depends on whether you think JSN's going to have a big game, which you imagine he's got to.
He is.
He's gonna have 6 catches plus.
But
They're
to
gonna
me,
talk
Aaron
about him.
Andrews is sideline, I believe, with
Yeah.
the crew. I believe. Remember, I'd pointed out to you guys in the NFC Championship game, interviewing Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'm here with Jackson JSN. So she just defaulted to JSN. I would imagine you'll get a bit of that from Aaron Andrews and Colin.
So you're both taking the over.
I take the
Over.
All right. Who will be mentioned first in the game broadcast? Bill Belichick or Pete Carroll?
Ooh. Belichick.
I think Belichick because his name's in the news anyway for the Hall of Fame stuff.
But don't they not want to address that on an NFL broadcast? Don't they not want to take away from the game to talk about Belichick not making?
Well,
the
I don't
Hall
know
of
if you're
Fame?
taking away from the game. I mean, I think it's a fair, I don't think it's a black mark on the NFL because it's the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but I don't know. That doesn't strike me as.
And not talking even about the snub and all that stuff. If you bring up the last time they played together, you'll talk about Belichick before Pete Carroll. Belichick's the name in that story.
Well, no, because Pete Carroll had arguably
the worst decision,
the most controversial decision in Super Bowl history, arguably one of them at least, to not hand the ball off to Marshawn Lynch at the 1-yard line and let Malcolm Butler pick it off.
When the Seahawks get in the red zone the first time, they're going to bring that story up. 100%.
Well, Belichick mentioned first is minus 200. Pete Carroll is plus 150. What will be said first? Beast mode or beast quake?
Beast mode.
Yeah, beast mode is minus 350.
What's beast quake?
Is that another nickname for him?
That was the run he had against the Saints.
Ah.
Yeah.
Because the stadium shook so hard that it felt like an earthquake.
I don't understand.
Oh, yeah. Have you felt any earthquakes?
I ain't feel no damn earthquakes, Hawk. Nothing. There's no quakes going on.
I told you
talking about it.
the first day that you were there.
I didn't feel any quakes, and I don't want you to keep bringing it up because if I get in a quake, I'm going to be upset with you.
I'm trying to see if there's been any earthquakes.
I was sleeping good.
Earthquakes today. Let's see. February 2nd. February 4th. No, Japan, because today's February 4th.
I'm not in Japan.
Yeah. No, February 2nd were the California quakes, and you were there. That was Monday, but you didn't feel anything.
No.
No.
I didn't feel anything.
All right.
All
Could be your CTE though.
Indica strong.
How's your equilibrium? If there's an earthquake in Japan, you could potentially still feel it on the west coast of California, no?
The tremor?
Solana.
No, you
Ocean
get,
between them.
I was going to say you might get a tsunami alert depending on the size of the quake, but you're not going to feel it.
Okay.
Do you think I could leave San Francisco and swim to Japan?
I didn't say that. That literally never crossed my mind. I'm just saying if there was an earthquake strong enough in Japan, maybe because of how the tectonic plates go throughout the Pacific Ocean,
over the Pacific, through the entire Pacific.
Yeah.
But do the tectonic plates go through the Pacific Ocean?
I don't know.
Let's get headlines here for the 3:00 hour. We're at the Amerant Bank Arena. You will be able to hear the Panthers game on this very radio station tonight. Doug Plagans, Panthers radio voice, is going to join us in the 4:00 hour. Headlines brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
Gentlemen, we are under 24 hours until the NBA trade deadline. 23 hours.
I got to tell you, I'm very sad to turn on a Bulls game last night. There's no Vooch. Now I'm going to turn on a Bulls game. There's going to be no Kobe White. I mean, times are changing, man.
Did you feel that way about you feel that way about me with the Dolphins?
No, I have no recollection of ever having a moment where I was like, how am I going to watch a Dolphins game without Channing?
Where's Crowder?
I'm legitimately thinking about that. Did I say to myself, like, because like certain players, you have that moment where it's like, man, that's going to be sad to turn on a game and such isn't out there anymore. Dolphins fans are going to club me on the head for this. I am going to feel that way about Tua. I'm telling you right now. I have enjoyed rooting for Tua. I enjoyed watching Tua when he was playing well because he made me feel unlike any other Dolphins quarterback in a long time. 3rd and long, when he was on his game, 3rd and long, and Mike McDaniel was calling the calls, I felt confident. I guess it was like the first 2 years of the McDaniel era.
3rd and long,
23.
I had not felt that way about a Dolphins quarterback. Ryan Fitzpatrick was fun. You didn't know what you were getting half the time, but he was fun. But Tua, I mean, even those 3 games where Quinn Ewers started, like to me, there was something missing when Tua wasn't out there.
Yeah, turnovers.
I'm just saying certain guys, like that's how I'm telling you about Kobe White. Kobe White wasn't an all-star for the Bulls, never really lived up to his potential. Had an amazing over when I went to see him. Remember, it was a Heat Bulls game last year, and he had like 6 points in the first half and scored like 18 in the second half. And I hit the over. It was an amazing over. But yeah, I'm telling you, there was something sad last night about watching Patrick Williams with extended minutes because Vooch wasn't out there.
And when you woke up in late August of 2011 and found out that Crowder has been released, you didn't have any feelings?
I got to go back and listen. So 2011, was I still on the Le Batard show or was I doing mornings?
I think you were doing mornings. You may have still been on Le Batard. 2011. When you start?
You never second guessed my departure from the Dolphins.
I'm trying to remember if it ever got mentioned on my show.
Watch it, Hawk.
Here's the thing, though, Crowder, and we love you.
Was it during training camp?
It was the second day of training camp.
It was the second day of training camp, and you had been the starting linebacker?
Yes, they brought in after me. That's when they brought in Kevin Burnett. So it was me and Zach, and then me and Sleazy, Carlos Dansby, and then they got rid of me and brought in Kevin Burnett.
So we knew who it was going to be.
So Kevin Burnett got your loins warm?
No, I'm just wondering if it was shocking the second day of camp. Like, were fans and media shocked that you had gotten released.
I was shocked.
Right, but like I'm being honest. Like were people shocked? Had your production started to dry up the season before?
No, my production ain't dry right now.
But in like human terms. I'll tell you in a second. I'm gonna find out if your production had dried up.
My production ain't dry right now. Got no dry production in me.
What was your last season with the Dolphins like?
10, right? 5, yeah.
So
No. But what were your stats?
I have it here.
Stats
in 2008, which was without a doubt your best year, right, Crowder? That you got paid after that in 08.
Yes.
08 is the season that got you paid?
Yes.
Yeah. 15 games played, 113 total tackles, 92 solo. That's solid.
Mm-hmm.
21 assisted tackles.
Oh, I'm looking at your numbers dried up like it would.
Hey, there might have no drop production.
Are you joking? You went from 113 combo tackles 2 seasons prior to 39 in your final season.
I was helping out people. I was sending them their way. I was loading up.
Just got a phone call from my son. I had to put him on pause. He is obviously aware of the Kobe White news and is distraught. Yeah, you had you went from 92 solo tackles in 08 to 33. Your production dropped by a third.
They were running away from me. They were scared.
Tell me it was the scheme, Crowder. The scheme allowed for DB tackles.
They didn't run strong anymore. They always ran away from me. They knew what was going to happen if they came my way.
It was Carlos Dansby taking all those damn tackles from you, right? Dansby was hogging the tackles.
No, Los can play now. That was the funny thing. Zach left, and then I played with some lesser linebackers, and then Dansby came in. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, you can play ball. Dansby was good.
Your final season with the Dolphins, 0 quarterback hits. That was your first season with 0 quarterback hits.
I was around him though. I didn't,
Man, can you imagine being the offensive coordinator going, well, you don't have to worry about 52 ever getting to the quarterback. So take as much time as you want back there.
They were running away from me.
Well, where were you playing? On the sideline?
Yeah. I was way far back. I used to be back there by the safety.
So I'm just saying it probably wasn't a huge shock that you were released, right? Your production had declined.
But I had guaranteed money. They already had to pay me. They paid me not to play that year, which is crazy.
Based on your production. it's all coming together.
So no conversations when the Dolphins cut me, huh? Man.
I got to go back and look at the archives.
Watch it, Hawk.
I think it's safe to say we trusted Jeff Ireland's instincts on that one.
Watch it, Solana.
He did have one stuff yard.
Oh.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Somebody puts on the text line, people were shocked when Crowder was cut. It was big and unexpected news at the time. It was on the front page of the sports section.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking legitimately. I don't
y'all are haters. It sounds like y'all are haters.
I'm not a hater.
Jimmy's got your back.
Jimmy, you didn't even know I played football when we met.
Of course I did.
Jimmy thought you were Jay Crowder for the first 2 years of this show.
Boy, you guys spent a lot of time talking to him about football.
Does he make it to every show? No, he plays tonight.
Ooh, KFC is testing handheld chicken pot pies.
It's like a meat pie in England, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Like a Hot Pocket?
Almost.
I'm looking at Kobe White in a Hornets jersey here, Hawk. How do you feel about that?
Great head of hair. Good salad.
Excellent salad.
Good salad.
my favorite undervalued moments on this show. You referring to someone's hair instead of lettuce as salad.
Excellent salad.
Oh, beautiful salad. Huh?
Hey, yesterday, the Clippers traded James Harden after our show to the Cavaliers. Darius Garland and a second-round pick goes to the Clippers. So the Cavs, their new big three is Donovan Mitchell, James Harden, and then Evan Mobley. That's what they're calling the new big three in Cleveland.
I'll tell you what,
it's not a bad three.
Mitchell is not a bad two. How about this? Shams bomb. Lakers center Jackson Hayes has been suspended 1 game for pushing a Wizards mascot.
Don't touch nobody. We tell them all the time, don't stop touching people.
Yeah, but if it's a wizard, not the ticket wizard, of course, but just any other wizard.
You push Barry. Now I'm mad.
How's there no video of that? There has to be video, right?
No, wizards work in mysterious ways, my friend.
What did Conor McGregor get for hitting Bernie?
For beating the crap out of Bernie?
How's there no video of Jackson Hayes?
I don't know.
Assaulting a mascot.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You'd think that'd be everywhere. If you're just joining us, the Dallas Mavericks have completed the post-Luka era by trading Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards.
Wild.
Bunch of players, couple picks going back to Dallas. So the Mavericks, here's what they get officially from the entire Luka Doncic trade. Max Christie, a 2029 Lakers first-round pick. The Thunder first-round pick for this year, which is going to be the 30th of the 29th pick. A 2030 protected Warriors first-round pick. 3 second-round picks. And then Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, and Marvin Bagley III. That's what they got for Luka Doncic.
Really staggering.
But I could paint it as the players and 3 1s and 3 2s.
Right, but the players are a collection of.
But 3 1s.
The Wizards said they don't want any more.
But 3 1s.
3 1s and 3 2s.
You don't trade a young superstar, maybe the best player in the league, maybe top 3, for 3 potential players that you're hoping to hit on. It just doesn't happen, especially when he's happy there.
Oh, I'm with you. A bird in the hand. I'm with you. Especially in the NBA, the draft picks don't mean nothing in the NBA. But 3 1s, 3 2s, and 4 players. It doesn't sound bad, but it was, to your point, one of the best players in the damn world.
You know, we're discussing how the Bucks view the trade market currently, like what sets the market for a trade. Hopefully, they're viewing what the Mavericks did and saying that sets the market for a trade. Because if you compare that haul to what the Heat are offering,
I have a feeling they're not.
The Florida Panthers, which is why we're at the Emirates Bank Arena, they do host the Boston Bruins. Important game tonight. Bennett is supposed to be back in the lineup. Looks like Lundy, he's probable for the game. He's going to get back to the ice after missing a pair. Marchie's going to miss his 3rd straight game. And the Cats, they're trailing the Bruins by 9 for that final wild card spot. So 27 left to play. Each one as important as the next.
All right.
Since we're talking NHL news, Shefty broke some NHL trade news. The LA Kings acquired Panarin from the Rangers in exchange for a 3rd-round pick and a prospect. The Breadman is headed to LA.
All right.
The Heat don't play today or tomorrow, so they're off over the next 2 days. They're in Boston to face Vooch and the Celtics on Friday. Your weather in South Florida right now, it's in the mid-70s. Much warmer over the past couple of days. Tonight, it'll drop back into the upper 60s. That's your weather.
All right. We're at the Amerant Bank Arena. Hockey night tonight in Sunrise. Championship Meet Energy is nonstop at Gulfstream Park with live racing every Thursday through Sunday featuring Featured stakes races on Saturdays. Gulfstream Park also offers the hottest slots and electronic table games and combines the excitement of casino gaming with the thrill of thoroughbred racing in one electrifying destination. There's always so much going on at Gulfstream Park. Celebrate Valentine's Day at the track with a festive brunch in 10 Palms on Saturday the 14th or Sunday the 15th. Enjoy a premium buffet with heart-shaped brunch fare, fresh seafood, omelet station, and more. They're going to have a balloon wall backdrop, a free photo booth to commemorate the day. Brunch purchase includes complimentary mimosa as well. Reservations are recommended. You can start that process at gulfstreampark.com. The Fountain of Youth Stakes is coming up Saturday, February 28th. Tickets are on sale now. February 28th is also the next taste at the track, bourbon and barbecue. Secure your tickets for an unlimited tasting experience. That's all about crafted bourbon cocktails and traditional barbecue bites. And the 75th running of the Curlin Florida Derby, South Florida's biggest race day of the year, will take place Saturday, March 28th. We will actually do a show out there leading up to it on Friday, March 27th. You can get all the info, get tickets, make reservations, see all the daily race entries. You could do it all at gulfstreampark.com.
This is Hoch, Crowder, and Solana.
I think we need to implement every day on this show 4 o'clock, clotted butter, and scone. Elton John released Benny and the Jets on this day in 1974. All-time banger. So Dolphins coordinators met with the media today. I saw Will Manso did a sit-down with the new head coach, Jeff Hafley. But the coordinators met with the media today. Here's what Marcel Louis-Jacques just posted at ESPN. Dolphins offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick praised quarterback Tua Tagovailoa for how he handled his benching last season, but stopped short of sharing the team's plans for him in 2026. When asked about his plan at quarterback, specifically involving Tua, Slowick said the Dolphins were way early in the process of player evaluation and would be looking to add competition at the position. We're going to try to push competition as often as we can at every single spot, he said. What I can say about Tua, just from being with him last year, I know last year was a difficult year for him without a doubt, and for a lot of reasons. And I think what jumped out to me was the grace he handled that with. He went about his daily routine through last season, even at the end of the year, the kind of person he was to everybody and to his teammates. I mean, you can't say enough about that, how good of a person he was and how he handled the situation.
I don't think they know what they're going to do with Tua.
I do.
They're going to just get rid of him? They're going to eat the 50?
I think they know that he's not going to be the quarterback next season. That's what there's no, again, I'm not speaking from any knowledge other than what I'm guessing. There's no way they hired a general manager, a head coach, an entirely new staff, and the idea of their quarterback position was, we'll figure it out later. Like, I just have a tough time believing that they don't know what they're doing.
But you're just going to, like I'm saying, you're going to get rid of them, give them away, or do you try to trade them?
I don't know what the plan is. Maybe the plan is to start them. I don't know. I'm not saying I know. I'm not saying I know what the plan is. I'm saying I believe they do. They know what the plan is.
Yeah, because that's what we were talking about when I brought it up a couple weeks ago, and I was like, just keep Tua around, let him take his trade stock up if he plays well. If not, put him in competition. But we're talking about Kirk Cousins and Malik Willis, and they're not changing. They're not franchise quarterbacks. One's old and one's a journeyman. I don't know what I would want to. I would love to know what the goal was at quarterback, to find the next guy now or to make it.
I believe the goal with Tua is this is a brand new regime and a brand new start. So whether your quarterback is a journeyman, a Band-Aid, or someone you think is going to become the next great franchise quarterback, I think with Tua, it's, hey, this is a complete start over from the quarterback, general manager, head coaching era that we just sat through. I would just have a tough time believing that they're going to replay 1/3 of a failed, experiment.
Yeah. I think Tua's a Dolphin next season.
He did say, Slowick, that he referenced a lot of turnarounds in the league over the years, and he said, quote, Tua can absolutely bounce back. And to Crowder's point, Hoch, when you say that the Dolphins hired a whole new regime, there is one link.
Slowick.
Who's that guy? Yeah. Bobby Slowick, who's the offensive coordinator that was hired by Mike McDaniel.
But if you are trying to move Tua, to get someone to take that contract,
it's very difficult.
You cannot say, we think he's done as a quarterback. You have to say what he said, which is he's capable of bouncing back.
Yep.
Because ideally, you would agree, Crowder, if you have to eat the contract, it's a different conversation. But if you can get someone to take that contract off your hands for any price, a 7th round pick, you do it in a heartbeat.
100%. Just take the salary. I don't even need picks back. Just take Tua for nothing.
Right.
Just take him. But it's not going to happen. And if we're just finding some guy to come and play quarterback for a year, Let Tua play it. If he goes out and balls for 3 weeks and early in the season, then trade him then. Get his trade value up. My thing, I guess I just don't want to waste the asset of Tua. Now we're eating another $10, $15 million for Malik Willis, and now we're $65 million into the quarterback position. It's crazy.
Now, Yahoo Sports gave letter grades to all the new head coaching hires in the NFL. Would you like to guess what the Dolphins get for the hire of Jeff Hafley?
B-.
Solana?
C.
B. Straight up B. Considering the pitfalls of the Dolphins' job, Miami did fine in landing Hafley, who was a hot name after 2 good seasons as Green Bay defensive coordinator. Hafley steps into a tough situation with quarterback Tua Tagovailoa's time in Miami likely done, and a massive dead salary cap hit in his wake if he's let go. There are other issues with the roster, too. Reuniting with new Dolphins general manager John Eric Sullivan, who had been the Packers vice president of player personnel, had to be a big draw. Hafley has some head coaching experience, albeit in college at Boston College for 4 years. That should help him with what might be a rough transition season or two as the Dolphins start to build back up.
Did you hear Dan Marino talk about Hafley?
No.
I saw it this morning. I was going through Twitter. He said there are 3 guys that he talked to, 3 coordinators that he talked to that he knew would be great head coaches. It's on Twitter right now. It's an interview with Troy Aikman. He said once he talked to Mike Vrabel and once he talked to D'Amico Ryan, he was like, they're on the way to being great head coaches. And he brought up Hafley. He said, and I talked to Hafley, and I felt the same way that I do about D'Amico and Vrabel when I spoke to him. We know Troy was on the path, was right there with Dan Marino and everybody talking to him. So if he can do a Vrabel or Miko Ryans type approach, that's great.
Sign me up for that, but I gotta see it.
Yes. Oh, it's all proofs in the pudding.
How about coordinators? Yahoo did coordinator hires. Would you like to guess what Mike McDaniel letter grade is, the Chargers letter grade for hiring Mike McDaniel as their offensive coordinator?
A+.
It is an A. It is an A. The Chargers might be a force on offense next season. The talent is there, though last season players like Ladd McConkey seem to have been forgotten. McDaniel should bring everything together. He's got head coaching interest. He's the hottest offensive coordinator candidate on the market, and the Chargers landed him. The opportunity to take Justin Herbert to the next level must have been enticing. Assuming the offensive line gets fixed, starting with more health next season, McDaniel's play calling might lead the Chargers to having a top 5 offense.
McConkey, Keenan Allen, little OG, good run game. They get both tackles back off injury. They're going to be good.
We have a Shams bomb.
Oh, what do we have?
And when I say bomb, lowercase bomb, this is not the Giannis news, but
Sure.
Shams tweets out the Clippers, the Nets, and Toronto Raptors have agreed on a multi-team trade, sending Chris Paul to the Raptors and Ochai Agbaji, a 2032 Raptors second rounder, in cash to the Brooklyn Nets. And then he tweets out the Raptors will not require Chris Paul to report to the team and could still discuss trades involving him over the next day. Toronto is now over the tax. Brooklyn picks up an asset and cash to cover Agbaji's salary. The Clippers clear a roster spot and save $7 million in tax. So
quite the homecoming for Chris Paul back with the Clippers for one final go-round. Man, there's been a lot of movement in the NBA.
Think about getting traded, and the team that traded for you says, "Don't show up. We'll call you, brother."
Who do I talk to? I just got traded to the team. Who should I talk to about my airline reservations coming in? Oh, no, you're fine. Where are you now?
Enjoy yourself. Just chill.
You guys want to send me? You want to send me some swag or something? I'll start rocking the gear. Nah, we're fine. You still have some Clipper stuff, right? Wear that. All right. 4:00 hours coming up here at the Amarant Bank Arena. Doug Plagans will talk some Panthers with us in the 4:00 hour. Cheetah Pompano, great spot to watch a game or a fight. They got VIP areas, 4 stages of entertainment, and the most beautiful ladies in South Florida. And this Sunday, there happens to be a very big game, and you got to be at Cheetah's big game watch party. There will be a halftime giveaway of a $500 gold VIP card, halftime complimentary burger and hot dog platters, $5 off buckets of beer, domestic and imported, by the way, and $100 bottle specials. That is Big Game Sunday, this Sunday at Cheetah Pompano Beach and Cheetah Palm Beach. Every day is a great day at Cheetah Pompano Beach. Make sure you visit Cheetah Palm Beach as well. Get all the details at cheetahsofl.com.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Rui Hachimura or Tua?
p.m. and we back on the clock, so don't get cutesy. Dog lead the station unlocked. We got the sports talk and the drama to make sure the T-clock. WQAM is the Avengers with no weak spot. For Joe Rose, Woody Bo, Omar and Moore, Tobin and Leroy giving goosies galore. Yeah, for 2 to 6 is reserved for 3 legends. The captains of America, not no Chris Evans. For Spritz to McRibs and calling out game scores. Hotman, Crowder, Solana. Get ready for some more.
4 o'clock hour. Throw those 4s up. Yeah. We're at the Amerant Bank Arena. There is Panthers hockey tonight. You got the Panthers and the Bruins. Doug Plagans will join us this hour, radio voice for your Cats. Cats tonight are on TNT, not local. They're on TNT. Walk around, find some of the TNT broadcasters. Nah, the hell with them. We're going to talk with Goldie in the 5.
That's all we need.
Waste our time with them. There is so much action in the NBA with all these trades going on. I'll give you 15 minutes of heat here, which is sponsored by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com. Now, again, the deadline is tomorrow, and the Heat haven't made any moves because they're not the only move that would really give me the tingles is if you saw Wiggins get traded for draft picks.
We didn't play yesterday.
So that's the one where you're watching the Bulls and they're getting rid of everyone, and the Wizards got Anthony Davis today. They're going to have Anthony Davis and Trae Young, who, by the way, if they're both healthy, I mean, at least something going on there in Washington.
The East got a little better, I would say. The East got a little better.
But the Heat haven't done anything. But it gets me to a question that Ira Winderman got in the Sun Sentinel today. It says, Ira, I've seen this movie before. All the talk from the Heat, all the moves from everybody else. Trades already being made. The Heat are on the sidelines. Been there, seen that. Here's what Ira says. Just 1 year ago, the Heat were part of a blockbuster at the trade deadline with Jimmy Butler. Then in July, they made arguably the steal of the summer with Norman Powell. And with all the talk about all the talk, I can't recall the Heat saying a single thing this cycle about Giannis, Ja Morant, or even needing or wanting or planning to make a trade. So others speculate, and then the Heat somehow are the ones who get caught in the spin cycle of various insiders of various repute trying to sell Substack subscriptions or generate clicks or views. The reality is the Heat work the phones, consider the possibilities as much as anyone. But as one Heat official said in a candid moment, you have to find a partner. And not everyone wants to partner with everyone else. If you disagree, just go ask Joe Cronin. And Ira's 100% right there.
He is.
But, here the Heat go again. Everybody's making moves. There's nothing from the Heat. The Heat made 2 great moves recently. Jimmy Butler last year, I mean, they were forced to, but Norman Powell in the offseason. And they make moves when they have an opportunity to make moves. They don't make moves just for the sake of making moves. They always have a plan. And so, again, while they haven't done anything where you go, oh, look what the Bulls are doing, and look what the Mavericks are doing, and look what the Wizards are doing, and look what the Hornets are doing, they're not making moves for the sake of making moves. I'm telling you, if you see Wiggins get traded, that's going to make your toes tingle.
Yeah, and we got to trust in Riley. We were just talking yesterday about the 06 championship, where now they brought in Shaq. We saw them bring in Shaq, Adam to Wade, win a championship. We saw them put together the big 3, and we've heard all the stories, and we know about that 4-year window. We just sit around and wait for Pat to create something out of nothing, and I don't know why we still question his GM ability. Like what he's done, he tried to move forward, bringing Jimmy here, going to the finals, not winning one, but he's going to do the best thing for the organization. You got to trust him. But Hawk, to what you just said, I think some people now are used to just being a part of something. They just want to be at the party.
I think that, I've said that criticism before of this fan base specifically, which is, look, man, there's definitely an argument to be made about the Jimmy Butler era. Did they maximize it? And you could argue that going and getting Kyle Lowry, which Jimmy wanted, by the way, was part of them trying to improve that roster. They got to a Game 7 in an Eastern Conference Final. They got to an NBA Finals. But did they ever truly maximize that window? I understand somebody saying no because they probably didn't. Doesn't mean that they didn't try. They couldn't find a partner, as Ira put well. But, yeah, part of the fan base just wants acquisitions and trades for the sake of trades and acquisitions.
When you're a middling team that's flirting with a play-in once again, there are fans, and it makes sense, who just say, yeah, do anything.
Right.
Because this isn't fun. We're a play-in team again. Do anything. Go trade Tyler Hero for Ja Morant. You know what I mean? Do anything. And it's like, well, wait a second. That's not exactly the way that this franchise operates.
But there is some truth to wanting to shake things up right now.
Sure.
Considering you're facing a 4th consecutive play-in tournament berth. The team can't win back-to-back games against middling teams. Other teams were in the exact same spot as you. And you're at kind of a crossroads here of, do you want to go back down the same path of remain flexible, keep this core together until somebody else becomes available? Here you are. Somebody else has become available, reportedly, in Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Video has been released of Jackson Hayes shoving the Wizards mascot.
Let's go.
It has come out. Now, it's a little difficult to see here, Solana. If you want to come over to...
I've got it.
It's on... I'm seeing it on Bleacher Report.
Yeah.
Watch it, Jackson.
I think he inadvertently ran into him. Doesn't it look like? It looks like they're running out on the court. The lights are dim. This wizard thing is running around with a flag.
You would call that inadvertent?
I'm having a tough time.
Hoch. He shoves him.
I can't find it.
I'll send it to you, Crowder. He shoves him.
Well, all right. Hey, listen, I've got no love for Jackson Hayes, and I've got no love for this wizard thing. I've got no.
You just don't touch. It's my lesson to my children. All 3 of them. Just don't touch anybody. You won't get in trouble. Don't
but you know what? You understand getting a little tense and nervous when there's a wizard running at you. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, it's a wizard.
I'm not scared of wizards.
Well, I mean, that's where you and I differ, my friend. Let's get
what's his name? Hogwart. I'm not scared of Hogwart.
I was scared of a warthog. Let's get headlines here because Doug Plagans will join us this hour on the program. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
I'm looking up because I didn't know what the Wizards mascot was. And as we're watching that video, it doesn't look like Harry Potter to me. It doesn't look like a wizard. Their mascot's name is G Wiz. Happens to be a good name. It's a flightless dark blue raven wearing a red wizard hat.
Why is that?
A dark blue bird-like creature with a large red wizard hat and sneakers.
Because I thought a wizard was like an old man with a white beard.
Like
that's
Gandalf.
I've never seen that, but I've never.
That? You mean Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I don't know. James Gandolfini, is that what you're talking about? From Sopranos?
Not Tony Soprano.
No, I've always pictured a wizard as a old guy with a long white beard.
Gandalf.
Mm-hmm. Gandalf.
Bless you. I don't know. I've never seen it, so.
Gandalf.
The Rings?
No.
Gandalf the Great, Gandalf the Gray.
No.
Gandalf.
I don't understand.
Thou shalt not pass.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Harry Potter, and I've never seen Lord of the Rings.
Frodo.
I don't like any of those things.
I
Those
don't
are
like the hobbits.
Those are like center Earth stuff. Isn't that what it's like? Like Middle Earth, center Earth?
No, but you love the Upside Down, which is weird.
You love the Upside Down.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Do yourself a favor. Binge watch Lord of the Rings. All 3 movies.
No.
You'll be a better person because of it.
I don't like that stuff. I don't like.
You favor Smeagol.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't like wizards and warlocks and.
I think Smeagol has more hair.
I just don't like any of that stuff.
I'm not a fan either. I know Gandalf though.
That's crazy.
Not my thing.
Well, it might be your thing though, because you love.
No, I don't like
You like
wizards
Stranger Things.
and warlocks, and I don't like any of that stuff.
All right. I know we just got done talking about reporters pushing Substack subscriptions, and it's true what Ira says. Like, the Heat don't reveal anything. They're as Loctite as you can be as an organization.
That is true.
But do you want the latest from Brian Windhorst and Bobby Marks on the update here? This is new information that they're saying on ESPN NBA Today.
All right.
Okay. Brian Windhorst says that the Miami Heat has an offer which has young players and a couple of draft picks in it, and the Bucks could take that offer, especially if Giannis wants to do it. But it really comes down to, why would they trade him if they don't have to trade him? And then Bobby Marks says that we'll see a deal. If there's going to be a deal, that it'll likely happen in the next 8 hours. Quote, we're going to know if there's a Giannis deal in the next 8 hours. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I think there's going to have to be a framework of a Giannis-type trade by midnight tonight. And Wendy says Minnesota offer, they have it put together. Miami has an offer that they could take. And he continues to believe that the Golden State Warrior offer is better because of the unprotected picks post the Steph era. But Miami offer, which has young players and a couple of draft picks in it, they could take that offer, especially if Giannis wants to do it.
See, what I think is, because we had that other quote from Giannis from yesterday where he's like, yeah, I'm happy to stay in Milwaukee if we could win. I don't think they're at odds with each other, the Bucks and Giannis. And so I could see a conversation happening of, hey, you know what? If we shelve this to the off season, we can all really make a decision that's best for everyone involved, instead of us being rushed in the next 24 hours and you maybe ending up in a place that's not in your long-term best interests. We can work together. And he's like, yeah, I'm down with that. I'm okay with that. Like, that could easily happen as well.
But they should have been planning for this way before now. 24 hours pushing. They should have, like Giannis has
It's only been like a week out since they really demanded the trade.
Right. And that's the thing, is that, like Solana saying, he didn't do it right way. I guarantee he wasn't, a week ago he got pissed and said, I don't want to be here anymore. Like, they should have been working on this way before. I'm pretty sure they probably been talking to teams way before this.
I just think this happens, though. Now the offers are coming in. They're more aggressive than before. And the Bucks are going to make sure that they can squeeze every possible asset out of a team that they possibly can. So there's counter offers, and they're going back and forth. I don't think they waited until yesterday to start, listening to offers. Giannis has been pretty clear based on reports. I know Hoch and I differ on that this day could ultimately come. But I'm with you, Hoch. I felt since the beginning here that this isn't happening now, that a trade benefits Milwaukee more in the offseason. More teams can kind of get their bleep together.
Because again, you got to think there are teams right now that think they're in the mix for something. And when you get to the end of next season, there are going to be teams that are saying, you know what, we weren't as good as we thought we were, or hey, we can't always end up being a third seed. This isn't going to do us any good. Like, now, where Orlando, and again, it may have been folly, but Orlando did it with Desmond Bane, right? Where they just got to the point, they're like, whatever it takes, we need a Desmond Bane. And there might be a team at the end of the season that says, we're close, we're not close enough. We need to anything and everything to go get Giannis. And I think there might be more suitors at the end of the season than right now at the trade deadline. And that might be Milwaukee's thought. And that might be Giannis's camp's thought, by the way, where, hey, we might have a larger choice of where we can choose to go if we wait this out.
And that's the game, but that's on both sides. Teams want to get Giannis now. They can wait and see the best offer now and get it, or wait and say, we're going to get more then. And then when then comes, they might not be able to get as much as they can now. So that's the game. That's free agency. That's trade deadline. That's what they have it for.
I still think Giannis wants out, by the way, my heart of hearts. And I think him going and talking to The Athletic and doing a one-on-one where he's talking about the city and how much he loves Milwaukee, I think it's genuine, but I think it's him trying to save face a little bit. He wants to play this year. He said it in that one-on-one with the Athletic. Like, I want to come back this year. Doesn't want to waste another half season here. 31 years old, coming off a couple injuries. Like, he wants this end of season to be meaningful for him. He knows it's not going to be in Milwaukee, which is why I think there's a push from his camp to get it done. But I would not be surprised if nothing happens. At this time tomorrow, Giannis is still a Milwaukee Buck. I would not be surprised.
Every time you open your eyes, you're a day closer to dying.
Yeah, what?
Every time you wake up, you're a day closer to dying.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
No.
His career is coming to an end every single time he goes to sleep.
That works, by the way, on the pivot. That when someone says that, they're like, and Fred and Ryan, they all hug, and they're like, "Man, you are right."
Why you always talking about hugs? I'm like, I can hug
because
people.
you guys hug like crazy on that show, and you cry with each other or whatever. On this show, that line, I'm
hugging you next time I see you, Hawk.
Oh, you're more than welcome to. I wanted to be the show that hugs after every show. You're the one that fought it.
Hips in hug. I'm putting my hips in too.
That's fine. I'll put my leg up around you.
Because Crowder drops that line and Fred goes, "Amen."
Yeah.
And RC lets it. He's like, "Let's let that sit for a
right.
second."
Yeah.
How does that?
CC.
How does that make you feel?
CC, man. Yeah.
Every morning, one day closer to dying.
And then it drops on the pivot accounts, and and it's not here. You wrong crowd.
AI generated caption about loving yourself, maximizing every moment,
maximize every day.
Did anybody tune in to the NFL Pro Bowl games last night?
No,
I didn't, and I was here. It was around the corner from my hotel.
No, I didn't. I didn't even realize it happened last night.
All right. Well, we'll move on.
All right.
Anybody interested in the NFL awards tomorrow?
That's not a sentence. Anybody any interested?
Anybody, everybody.
John Hamm is the host of the NFL award show tomorrow.
Oh.
Jonathan Hamon.
Mm-hmm.
It's in San Francisco, Crowder. I don't know if you're going.
Oh.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m.
Go to the NFL awards.
The Palace of Fine Arts.
I guarantee you RC will be there.
I think I'm going to just stay in the room, order some Wingstop. Do San Francisco stuff.
MVP, you guys want to guess who's going to win MVP? I don't have the odds in front of me.
It's got to be Darnold, right?
Stafford,
Darnold.
Stafford, Drake May. Darnold's not even a finalist.
Yeah.
McCaffrey, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, Drake May, or Matthew Stafford.
It's Stafford or May.
Well, I hope it's Zion Williamson because I have a future.
For NFL Player of the Year?
I do have a Rondé for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
The Florida Panthers will play tonight. They have the Boston Bruins here at the Kaseya Center. Benny's supposed to be in action. Lundy is supposed to play as well.
All right.
One more thing from the Dolphins coordinator's availability today. Hafley gave an opening statement. He didn't take any questions. He called offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick a home run hire. Quote, "It just worked out that Bobby was here already."
Not really a home run hire. He was already employed.
I don't like it. You like you said it about Tua, where you get rid of the GM, the head coach, and now you're going to keep Tua. You get rid of the coaching staff, but bring a guy up that was already on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know Slowick. If he walked in my bedroom right now, I might say, "Hey, I need more towels." I don't know what he looks like. I just don't like him staying around.
Yeah, it's interesting to me.
Crowder, all of the new Dolphins coaches all look alike.
Yeah,
every single one of them.
Yeah, and the GM.
The GM, Hafley, Sully, their defensive coordinator, Sean Duggan, a little huskier, but white guy with a beard as well. They all all white guys with a beard.
Relatability, they call it. Relatability.
I hope they do well.
The Dolphins added to their wide receiver room today as well, by the way. They signed former second-round pick out of LSU, Terrence Marshall Jr.
Oh, well, there goes Tyreek.
He was on the Eagles practice squad last year.
All right.
Tyreek looks like half league.
Are you guys going to bet Super Bowl MVP?
That particular bet, I don't know. I put in two things today because I had the Hard Rock app is like doing these instant drops. So they do drops on Thursday where you get some bonus stuff, but they had an instant drop today where it said, and one of them was $25 NFL bet. You get a free $5 bet. So I bet with my $25, Mac Hollins over 2.5 receptions.
Mm-hmm.
And with my $5 bonus bet, I bet both teams to record 3 or more rushing TDs at plus 25,000 because it was only a $5 bonus bet. So 1,250, 100, 1,250 is what it would pay out.
The numbers make sense on the second bet. There's no chance that both teams have 3 rushing touchdowns, Hawk.
There's another bet, even better. Both teams have 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing touchdowns.
Both teams?
Yeah. That's my kind of game, too, Jack.
72-70.
I mean, sign me up for that, man. Sign me up. Remember last year, the game sucked last year because the Eagles just blew out the Chiefs. It was never close.
Yeah, give me back and forth. Give me a heavyweight fight.
Defense wins championships.
Nah.
Every day you wake up, you're one day closer to dying.
All right, your weather in South Florida right now, it is in the mid-70s, much warmer today. Tonight, it'll be in the mid-60s.
Woo! 40s and 30s again this weekend.
Yeah, I'm sick of it.
Yeah, me too. I'm going to move somewhere warm. I don't like this. Doug Plagans is going to join us in the next segment. Talk some wherever it's warmer, man. Wherever it's warmer. I want to tell you about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Don't wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. Don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money. I always tell you, the Hochmans, we bought our son a Kia K4 at Doral Kia. Enjoyed our experience down there. Mitchell, the king of Kias, will make it a pleasurable experience for you as well. Don't forget, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
Another day closer to death.
WQAM.
Jimmy always likes to play music that is appropriate for the guest, and this seems like a Plagans style of music.
I've been to Bakersfield.
All right.
That's where Corn's from.
Yeah.
Behind the arena, they have a street sign that says Corn Row with the Corn logo on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doug Plagans is on the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. He's not really. He's sitting here with us at the Amerant Bank Arena, the radio voice for the Florida Panthers. You will hear tonight's game on 104.3 FM, WQAM, 7 o'clock puck drop. Plagans, Billy Lindsay on the call. And the game will be televised nationally on TNT. So if you want that local flair, you only get it with Plagans and WQAM. Crowder is in San Francisco, for the Super Bowl. Now, you must find this galling. I'm going to get to the Panthers here in 1 second. But you and I, when we travel, we like to enjoy the delicacies of a local city and find out, what's hot and what's, I don't know, pop culturally
get out in the community,
relevant. And if we're in Detroit, we're going to figure out the best Detroit style pizza place. In Chicago, we're going to hit Portillo's and maybe a Malnati's and whatever. Crowder gets to San Francisco Monday, and Monday night he stayed in his hotel room and ordered Wingstop via Uber Eats.
I mean, that's everywhere. It's everywhere.
Why do that?
Consistency.
Francisco is my point.
I was in Buffalo recently with a friend of mine. We were driving and I saw a Wingstop in Buffalo and I thought that's a gutsy move by Wingstop going into Buffalo.
I always find when you see a Subway in like Philadelphia and I go, or an Auntie Anne's even, because you have all these pretzel places, like, what are you doing there? Like you're putting up
belief in the product.
A chain.
I know what to expect. I'm a married man. I know what to expect. You have to know what's coming. I don't know Larry's Pizza. I don't know Larry's Wings.
Can you imagine going to San Francisco and Uber Eatsing Wingstop?
No.
Yeah.
I've never used Uber I'm trying to think. I'm not sure I've used Uber Eats in years.
If you're in a city, you've told us.
I like to go out.
It could be 20 below zero.
Yeah.
You are going out. You are going to ingratiate yourself with the city.
I'm a for here guy, not a to-go guy.
How about that, Crowder? For here, not to go.
It's mountains here, though. You have to walk uphill. My calves are hurt. They're sore. I stay in the hotel. Uber.
I don't even know if like I said, I don't know if I've ever used Uber Eats, quite honestly.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't know if I've used it.
Good for you.
That's crazy, though, Blake. I know you're a for here guy. I get that. But there's never been a moment where you're just not feeling like to get in the car, go wait in line, go interact with people. I mean, they bring it to your door.
It's
Blake.
the old George Costanza. If I'm out of the house, I'm doing something.
But sometimes you're watching TV, you're watching a game at home, you're hungry, you don't feel like going out, you don't feel like picking anything up, you're not going to cook anything. I know you pull out a couple Uncrustables and you're fine.
Might do it to go, but I don't. But having somebody else bring it to me is often a step I don't even consider.
Do you not like having people around your house?
That's not a problem.
All right. I didn't know. I thought maybe you were one of these guys. You don't want any, you've got signs all over, no soliciting. And
off the grid.
Some of these guys, they don't want anybody near them. All right, Plagans, let's talk some hockey here. Mathematically, we're not in must-win territory because there's 27 games left. But would have been nice to hold on to that lead against Buffalo the other night. Would have been nice to get a point or two here. It would be really nice to get the win against Boston tonight, correct? They've got to start. The Panthers have to start stacking some wins.
Well, at this moment right now, Boston, just like with Buffalo the other night, Boston occupies the spot that the Panthers are trying to get to. So the first order of business would be a win here tonight and to do so in regulation. Unfortunately, you win a game in overtime. You get the 2 points any way you can. That's first and foremost.
But you don't want to give them a point.
That's a team you don't want to give a point to. Now, tomorrow night against the Tampa Bay Lightning, you get that one in a shootout or whatever, and the Lightning take home a point. At this point, the Tampa Bay Lightning, as painful as it is for a lot of Panthers fans maybe to look at the standings and see that, the Lightning are free and clear. At this point, you may as well just hope Tampa Bay just runs the table and does clean up against everybody, because that would help, track down some of these other teams in the standings. So, for example, the other night, Tampa Bay coming back in the Stadium Series
That
game,
was
and
wild,
which was a
by the way.
crazy
What an
game.
unbelievable game.
But Tampa Bay winning that game the way they did and preventing Boston from getting the second point, in an indirect way, did kind of help the Panthers' cause a little bit. The fact that they came back and prevented Boston from getting the 2 points. So, yeah, you want to make sure you want to win every night, but winning the games like this, these are the games that they are true 4-point games. They are swing games in the standings. They get that label for a reason, and this is plain and simple a big one tonight, and there should be no shortage of intensity. I know some of the faces have changed, but I asked Paul Maurice about it this morning. It just seems like whenever you see that black and gold jersey on the other side, it does bring out the best in this Panthers group. It has for a few years. And whenever you see the Panthers and the Bruins, you are going to get a certain level of intensity in the matchup, especially when there's something on the line for each of the two teams.
By the way, Crowder, I never even asked you, did you see the Tampa head coach, John Cooper, in the Outdoor Classic over the weekend?
No, what did he do?
Did you see what he was wearing, Solana?
No,
You didn't see what he was wearing?
I did not.
This is how this is from the actual bed.
I did see that.
Yeah. Look like
That's
the mask.
badass. That is badass right
Jim
there. Go ahead,
Carrey in
Crowder.
the mask.
But it was such a great outdoor game. Down 5-1, come back to win, and a goalie fight. I mean, what more could you ask for outdoors?
Goalie fights are they're in vogue right now. It's the thing to do.
Bob made it happen.
Yeah.
Bob started something special.
We didn't have one for the better part of 5-6 years, and now here we are. We've had two over the span of a couple of weeks.
And Doug, speaking of the Panthers, for us to talk about now, we're back to the games in hand stuff. We're not used to speaking about the Panthers this way with them, winning 2 and going to 3. What's the weaknesses? Like what we know the context of everybody being hurt. We know what's going on with them, because we cover them. Hell, they're at the Emerald right now. Y'all doing the show from there. What's the weaknesses of this team as we sit here with the roster that we have to play with?
Well, I think it is something that not even sure I wouldn't call it a weakness necessarily, but it's plain and simple. And nobody's making excuses. There's nobody around the league is feeling any sympathy for the Panthers because of what they've accomplished these last few years. But plain and simple, when you have not just the quantity of players, but the quality of players that have been out of the lineup. I mean, everybody missing right now was a part of the cup run last year, from Barkov, who is the best two-way forward in the National Hockey League, to Seth Jones, who was arguably the Panthers' best player up until the time that his injury happened. As far as this season went, that earning a spot on Team USA, that was something that he absolutely did just that. He earned that spot. He was that good this season. So aside from all this, you're gutted for Seth because he doesn't get that opportunity to go play for Team USA. But whether it's guys like that or guys like Jonah Gadjevich, who has been limited to 10 games this season, Tomasz Nosek, who hasn't played this season, Dmitry Kulikov, who went down, I think it was in game 2 of the season. These are all guys that were not just along for the ride last year. They were guys that had key moments. Every single one of them had key moments on the playoff run last year, and they were going to be a part of this going into this season once again. So when you have that quantity and that quality of group that's not suiting up, it's just going to look different out there, and you're just going to have to scratch and claw a little bit more. Now, if there's anybody who can overcome something like this Panthers team under Paul Maurice, sometimes when their backs are against the wall, when you feel like they're behind the 8 balls, when they turn in some of their best performances, we'll see how they respond tonight. They are going to, you heard Matthew Tkachuk's post-game comments the other night. Paul Maurice was wide open about it yesterday and today. They are well aware of the hill they have to climb here, but there is true belief with this group that they can go out and get it done. So, hey, it's going to be something that's going to have to be that game by game, that day by day approach. You're not going to climb your way up the standings in the matter of 24 or 48 hours, but a game like tonight would sure go a long way.
Has Paul Maurice had to change his scheme, the style of play? Because we know like the Panthers have dominated the forecheck for 3 years now under Paul Maurice, and that's the key to them winning all the games in their Stanley Cup runs. But I mean, they were without their 4 centers the other day when Benny went down.
Now, Sam Bennett's going to come back tonight, but after aside from the 5 minutes that Sam Bennett played the other night,
right. I mean, like how do you continue to play their style of hockey when you're missing this many players?
Well, it is a demanding style, but every guy that's come in here has been able to slot in, know what's expected. There's been a lot of continuity here, even with the guys who've come up from the American Hockey League. Toby Bjornfoot has been a Panther now over the course of, he's been with the organization parts of 3 seasons
Great
now.
name.
So when he comes in, he knows exactly what's expected. He knows what the coaches expect out of him. He knows what he needs to do. It's a forechecking style. It's a grinding style. It's a structured style. Paul Maurice did say earlier today, you look back at that game against Buffalo the other night, they had over 40 shots on goal, said they were playing with some freedom offensively, and that's something they do want to work on a little bit more. Maybe you have to, especially with the lineup the way it is, maybe that's something that they try to bring a little bit more offense out of it at times. We'll just have to wait and see. But I think overall they really haven't had to change any of the styles. So many of the guys just know exactly what they need to do. But it all goes back to, like I said, the quantity and quality of players that they're missing. It's just going to look different. There's no other
Sam
way
Bennett, he is back tonight.
Sam Bennett's playing tonight. Anton Lundell, Paul Maurice said this morning, is probable. So I guess watch warm-ups and then wait and see on that. Bobrovsky and net. Brad Marchand not playing tonight. So if Lundell comes back, then I know it sounds crazy to get excited about this, but as Paul Maurice pointed out today, only 6 regulars out instead of 8.
That's a positive step.
So, but at the same time, and Crowder, you played a physical sport, made a career out of it. I'm sure you can understand what Paul Maurice is mentioning when he says this, but when you go through a season and with each passing week, the news you get is, okay, well, this guy's out. And then the next week, well, this guy's out. Now this guy's out. When you do get that good news that, hey, we've actually got somebody coming back instead of a guy being out of the lineup, we actually have a guy coming back, a regular coming back. Guys get excited about it. Guys get excited when somebody returns to practice, when somebody takes off the non-contact jersey, when somebody gets back into a game. It's almost rejuvenating for the team to be able to see a familiar face back in the lineup.
Yeah, I replaced Zach Thomas at middle linebacker. It looked way different when Zach was there and then when I was there, Doug.
You didn't understand the forecheck as well as him?
My forecheck wasn't as good as his forecheck. Can you tell the difference, Doug? When you see the style that they want to play, and when you see the replacements come in, and we've seen Stanley Cup winning hockey, can you tell the difference when you're just watching the game?
Well, you just can tell. I'm not saying this to undermine anybody, but what I'm saying is, Alexander Barkov, to me, and I've said this on national outlets, I've said this on our podcast, I'll say it anywhere. And I think there might be some folks outside of this market. I'm probably saying it, a lot of the people listening to this show are probably going to agree with me, but Connor McDavid can do things at full speed. Nobody else can. Nathan McKinnon might be the most explosive player that we've seen in the National Hockey League in quite some time. But when those guys don't have the puck, they can disappear a little bit in games. Alexander Barkov, shift to shift, offensive zone, defensive zone, power play, penalty kill, even strength, whatever the situation is. To me, there is nobody who affects the game more shift to shift as one player than Alexander Barkov does. So naturally, that guy not being there, it's going to take some adjustments. Now, the Panthers haven't had him all season. They've found ways to adjust. Paul Maurice pointed out to it yesterday, had a really philosophical kind of statement, not about Barkov necessarily, but just overall about the adversity the team's gone through, that, sometimes you just have to wait and see what's going to be the learning lesson, what's going to be the big payoff going through the adversity. Is there something you're going to pick up along the way that's going to really positively impact you down the road? And, sometimes you might still be looking for what that is, but one example is that Anton Lundell has spent a lot of time playing, taking a lot of that responsibility that might typically go to an Alexander Barkov. He's seen what it's been like to be a number 1 center this year, and he's handled that role great. So you learn where certain players fit into different things. That being said, you take those players out and it does maybe force you to have to run the minutes up a little higher on certain individuals, play some guys in some tougher matchups than maybe you typically would, all those kind of things. But I think it all goes back to just when you don't have certain players, things are going to look a bit different.
Yeah, they should. I mean, that's the way it works. There's reason that there's a first line, second line, third line. Not that our third line guys couldn't be first line guys elsewhere, but there's a drop off.
Every team wants an Alexander Barkov.
Yeah.
There's not one to go around for everybody.
Yeah. Panthers tonight, Bruins, and then the Lightning tomorrow. And then it's a long break for the Olympics, which means you'll have your Super Bowl Sunday free. So how will you be watching the Super Bowl?
My wife and I and her folks, and I think we're just going to keep it low key and watch the game and get some food. And
so what kind of food? I mean, what are we doing for the Super Bowl?
We're still kicking around some ideas, but all the conventional choices have been kind of bandied about. It's just that's been kicked around. A chicken item has been kicked around, whatever that might be. Certain finger food. We're not reinventing the wheel. I think it's more what
nothing outlandish. This is a game where you do the typical,
play the hits.
Yeah,
that's where I am on that. I've come up with a concept though, and maybe we dabble in it for this. Dips around the world. Get some salsa, get some hummus, get some French onion dip. Dips around the world.
Now that could literally save Epcot. That could literally save Epcot.
Dips around the world.
Because every nation, every region has specific dips. I love it.
Is there that many dips,
I love a dip. And you get
you obviously have different things that go with the different dips.
Tortilla chips, you get some pita chips, maybe some
potato
carrots,
chips,
right? So you have
all Fritos scoops,
right?
Great. So in some cases, maybe even like a veggie tray. There's sort of like a carrot stick. Could go in there.
You do what would represent the USA dip?
It's a
ranch.
Probably something ranch
French onion
or French onion dip.
French though.
I think it's now I'm just going to go ahead and guess. I think it's pretty Americanized dip.
You don't think they're having that at the cafe outside the Eiffel Tower? French onion dip. I guess in France they would just call it onion dip.
Right.
Which doesn't sound as appetizing.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
I love that. Dips around the world. I may have to steal that.
What would you consider ketchup and fries? Like ketchup as a dip?
Now the problem
it's a condiment.
Here's the problem with that is the fries have to be made. We want to be able to put things out that don't need no assembly required because we want the dip
and have
to be
the staying
featured.
Power for all 4 quarters. The fries, you have a small window of opportunity.
You might go the hummus like a pita chips.
Sure.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Can't go wrong there.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Doesn't everything have to be made though? You don't like baby carrots aren't baby carrots.
No, you just open a bag. Like somewhere you just get a bag and you open the bag and off you go.
And you put them out and they last. And that's it. Like the fries have to be heated up and cooked. Man, I love that.
Wow.
I love a buffalo chicken dip. I'm a big fan of that. You like that?
As long as there's no blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground here with Doug Plagans.
Plagans may have just saved the Super Bowl.
I think he saved Epcot. I'm not kidding you. I think he
Hey, Plagans, are they going to run out of chicken Sunday? Because Hoch believes so.
Well, Arande opened my eyes to this. There's no way that we can eat this many chicken wings and believe that we're all eating actual chicken wings. There aren't that many chickens to kill.
I don't know that much about the chicken population.
It seems like this is because it seemed like Arande's point was, okay, we get them all killed by Sunday. We eat the wings. Monday, shouldn't there be some sort of ramp up time? But if you go to Hooters on Monday, they're not out of wings.
So you're suggesting there's another bird.
There has
or
to be
it doesn't have to be a bird. It
something.
could be just another product.
Yes, there has to be
synthetic
something.
chicken wings.
Correct. Or pigeon wings, something. Not everyone is getting chicken wings. You see?
It's possible.
It's possible. That's all I'm saying. That's all around.
Possible.
It's possible.
I think I'm just gonna guess that people have planned for this.
Boom.
You can't plan to create billions more chickens.
Maybe they did.
I don't know. I'm with the Rondé on this one. All right, we got to let you go. Listen to Plagans tonight. You will hear the game here on 104.3 FM WQAM. Puck drop at 7.
Yes, 7:07.
At 7:07 tonight. on this very radio station. Doug Plagans, your only local call, as the TV broadcast is on TNT. Have a good call tonight, Plagans.
Have a good rest of your show. Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. Goldie's going to join us in the 5
Oh,
o'clock hour.
look at that.
That's like,
Tell him I said hello.
I will do so.
Okay.
All right. 5 o'clock, Funky Buddha Happy Hour is up next.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
The Florida Panthers are back-to-back Stanley Cup champions.
There you go. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour. And it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. Solana and I are at the Amarant Bank Arena doing a little sound check up here where we are broadcasting from, getting ready to open the doors to the public in about 1 hour, about 55 minutes from now. And right underneath us is the Funky Buddha Tap Room here at the Amarant Bank Arena. Now, if you're going to Funky Buddha in Oakland Park tonight, it's Wednesday, which means Magic the Gathering, Casual Commander. That is at 6:30 p.m. So a little Magic the Gathering at Funky Buddha Tap Room in Oakland Park. And, of course, if you just want to catch the Panthers game on TV, let's say you don't have tickets for tonight's game, you can always watch it at Funky Buddha. They've always got the Panthers game rolling over there. So Goldie is going to join us this hour. We've got 1 hour left here at the Amarant Bank Arena. You will hear the game on this radio station tonight. You can watch the game on TNT tonight. Let's do headlines for the 5 o'clock Funky Buddha Happy Hour because there has been more action in the NBA. A lot of trades once again, not the big one. Giannis, still a member of the Milwaukee Bucks. Ja Morant, still a member of the Grizzlies. Will those change by tomorrow? We don't know. Trade deadline is tomorrow, but Solana's got all the trades that have happened. Headlines are brought to you by Doral Kia, home of the Pricito, our lowest price. Visit them at Doral Kia or DoralKia.com.
All right, we're going to start with the first trade today. I think it's still the biggest trade, if I'm not mistaken. The Mavericks trading Anthony Davis.
Yep.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis.
Traded
Anthony Davis.
Or Davers.
What's his name?
The Washington
Anthony Davis on the move.
The Wizards.
Maybe that's what Nico Harrison. Maybe he thought he was trading Anthony Davis.
Not the guy that's going to play 10 games a year.
Anthony Davis to the Washington Wizards. The Wizards have now essentially put together a duo. I don't know how great this duo is, but it's Trae Young and AD.
I can tell you it's better than their duo of John Wall and
Kuzma.
No, I was thinking
Bradley Beal.
Bradley Beal.
I mean, they turned Bradley Beal and Kyle Kuzma, who they had traded for, into Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and a couple pick swaps.
If you can, I'm not even joking. If you can have Anthony Davis, you got to make the playoffs, obviously. But if you can have a healthy Anthony Davis for an entire playoff run and a healthy Trae Young, I don't know. I wouldn't want to play them.
You wouldn't want to play them?
No. Oh, that's not a championship 1-2 Hawk.
I'm just saying, in the playoffs, would you want to match up against a healthy Anthony Davis and a healthy Trae Young?
That doesn't scare me, honestly.
All right.
2026? Oh. You talking about 2020? Maybe. 2026? No.
But he's still like, if Anthony Davis is healthy, top 10 player in the NBA.
Top 10?
Top 10.
No, top 20.
Kawhi, top 10?
Healthy, yes.
Yeah. Dallas went 16-13 in the 29 regular season games during his
That's amazing.
tenure.
His Dallas tenure was 29 games. They traded Luka and got Anthony Davis for 29 games.
He missed 54 of a possible 83 regular season games. He never played more than 5 consecutive games for the Dallas Mavericks.
Wild.
That's not impressive.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, Hawk. But I had to look it up. Hawk, you talking about Giannis, SGA, Nikola Jokic, Anthony Davis, Wembanyama, Curry, Mitchell, Brunson, Kevin Durant still. Yeah. Anthony Davis might not be in the top 20.
You mentioned Anthony Davis in there.
No, he's not in here.
You mentioned him in there.
I said, speaking about him being top 10.
But you're going to put Jalen Brunson over him?
Yes.
Over AD right now, Hawk, for sure.
Jalen Brunson's not better than AD?
I'm saying if he's healthy, let's say you're 45 games into a season. He's played 39 of them. It's a healthy season for AD. You think Jalen Brunson is better?
Yes.
I do.
Okay.
I do right now.
All right.
I do. As much as it pains me to show love to a New York Knick, I do.
All right.
I take Bam over AD, healthy right now.
I would take Bam over AD.
But it's hard to it's hard to picture them healthy. I know what you're doing there. You're taking Bam over AD now because AD doesn't give you enough because he's injured. And I'm saying make him the healthy AD.
Oh, there's no such thing. There's just no such thing.
Give me a skinny Zion. It's just we can't do this game.
Right. Fair enough.
The Cavs traded Lonzo Ball and 2 second-round picks to the Utah Jazz.
What are Zion's numbers this year? Any good?
They're not terrible.
What is A1C?
Did he make the All-Star roster, or did he not play enough games?
No, he did not make the All-Star roster.
Huh.
He's averaging 21 points, 6 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's shooting 57.7%.
What?
140 over 80.
He's played in 36 games, so my guess is he's missed around 20 games this season. He's played in 36, probably missed maybe a little less than 20. Everybody's around the 50-game mark.
Yeah, that pinky toe's in jeopardy.
Man, 2023-24, he played 70 games.
He was an all-star.
Yeah.
He was an all-star that season, or he should have been. I don't know if he ended up being an all-star, but he should have been an all-star.
You can't tell me Zion Williamson has gone his entire NBA career without being an all-star, can you?
I bet he can, but you said he's going to be MVP.
I believe you still think he could be MVP.
Two-time NBA all-star.
21 and 23.
Yeah.
His numbers in 21 were pretty good, too. He played 61 games.
And yes, to answer you, Crowder, I do believe he could be the NBA MVP. I do, in the right situation.
NBA or MBA?
NBA.
I thought you were talking about the Mozambique
NBA MVP. I believe he could be. I believe he's got the skill set to be an NBA MVP.
With A1C.
The Darius Garland and James Harden deal is official.
Yeah.
Darius Garland has released a thank you letter to the fine people of Cleveland. Who
I thought he was releasing a thank you letter to the ownership for getting him out of Cleveland. I'd like to thank you for getting me out of Cleveland.
Crowder, I feel like you're the right person to ask about this. I know you're on record of not liking Cleveland, to say
Cleveland's terrible.
How is the strip club scene in Cleveland? What should James Harden prepare for?
He's going to be upset because he's been in Houston, he's been in Atlanta, and he's been in South Florida, and he's going to Cleveland. Their strip clubs are like in this little area by a river, and it's like real dingy and dirty like the rest of the city, but it's not enjoyable. Like, it's nasty.
Good luck, James. There was a 3-team deal: the Clippers, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Toronto Raptors. Chris Paul's traded to the Raptors, but they told him, you don't have to jump on a flight, an international flight.
Yeah, he was like, I don't know if I can find my passport. They're like, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Why don't you go somewhere close by?
If my employer doesn't want to look me in the eyes, it seems like it's a bad situation.
The Chicago Bulls, Hawks Bulls, have sent Kobe White and Mike Conley, who's now is just waiting for the next team he's going to be traded to. It's like the 8th team he's been traded to in the last 24 hours, to the Charlotte Hornets in return for Colin Sexton and Ousmane Dieng, plus 3 second-round picks.
Very sad. Love the Kobe White era in Chicago.
The Sixers also, they traded Jared McCain to the Oklahoma City Thunder. So the Thunder bolstering their backcourt in return for a Rockets first-round pick and 3 second-round picks.
I'm just telling you, turning on a Bulls game, no Vooch, no Kobe White, no Kevin Herter. Man, what does this NBA come
What
to?
is Stacey King gonna do?
What is Stacey King gonna do?
He went from a 500 team to a 500 team.
I think they went from a 500 team to a 300 team.
What can we
Thank
do
God
without
that you can play the
Kobe?
Bulls again, man? Because I don't think I could stomach Colin Sexton lighting me up for 50 points. Speaking of your Bulls fandom, a former Bull, there was some discussions out in Sacramento. Speaking of the DeMar DeRozan army, the two of you, there's been no buyout discussions regarding DeMar DeRozan. The Miami Heat have an open roster spot. If they don't make any moves, it was questioned whether or not they would dabble in maybe adding one of the guys who was bought out. DeMar DeRozan has been discussed. I'm not saying anybody's reported that DeMar DeRozan would go to the Heat, but that would potentially be one of the options if he was bought out by Sacramento, but doesn't appear to be the case.
By the way,
immediately the best scorer on the team.
Anybody see Buzelis' numbers for the Bulls last night?
No.
A donut.
22 points, 8 of 16 shooting, 5 of 10 from 3.
Ooh.
5 trays for Boozy.
Did you bet him?
No, they got blown out by the Bucks too.
The Bucks without Giannis.
Yeah.
Way to go, Boozy.
And Billy Donovan's the problem.
No Vooch. What are you gonna do? Now Boozy's gonna shine.
Sylvie's got to be thrilled. I mean, they're tearing it all down in Chicago.
Yep.
That's what he wanted.
Yep.
So that's pretty much it for NBA action. There's no major update. I mean, I could read some of the stuff Wendy said. We've read it today. There's no major update regarding the Heat and Giannis Antetokounmpo. Bobby Marks said something could materialize over the next 8 hours. That was an hour ago. So before midnight tonight. Trade deadline's tomorrow at 3 p.m. And as of right now, what we know, according to reports, is that the Heat are pursuing Giannis Antetokounmpo. There's this dream scenario. I don't know. I'd call it a dream scenario, but a potential scenario where they could get Giannis and John Morant.
Well, there's a scenario people are talking about where they get Giannis, Ja, and don't give up Norman Powell at all.
And Bam.
And Bam.
Yeah, don't give up Bam. Don't give up Norm. I think that's the play.
Oh, I'm in.
Giannis,
Ja, Bam, and Norman?
Bam, Giannis, Ja Morant, Norman Powell.
Oh, that's championship roster.
That in the East, I think they run through the East.
With Myron Gardner coming off the bench. I mean, are you kidding me?
I don't give a damn about Myron. I'm talking about the 4 names we just said. That we got action now.
Well, other guys have to play, Crowder.
Somebody puts on the text line, Hoch is a low-key Bulls fan. Low-key? Huh? Have you been listening to this show this year?
No. He cheers for the bean.
I'm like Benny the Bull out here.
Hoch literally bought a Matas Buzelis sweater on Instagram at 2 a.m.
I did.
I love that text, like, coming from Jimmy. Jimmy texting, like, enough with this Bulls love. He just hasn't been paying attention for 3 years that you're all over the Bulls. So trade deadline tomorrow, gentlemen. Yeah, that lineup, for sure. I don't think the Heat want to give up Norman Powell. They want to pair
if they
Giannis
could put
and Bam
that together. The NBA and the NBA fan is going to be as angry at the Heat as they were when they put the big 3 together.
Mm-hmm.
Why do people hate the Heat acquiring talent? I understand the big 3 stuff. I get it. But this is literally an organization that, I don't know, like they don't do anything under the table. You know what I mean? Like, it's an organization that refuses to tank. I find it so funny, the vitriol the Heat get anytime that they're in conversations for some of these big talents. Oh, they don't deserve it. Like, why?
Solana.
Because we like to go, to club hide underneath the stadium for the first quarter. I mean, so would you if you were down here. Have you seen what's underneath the stadium at Club Hyde during the first quarter? You'd want to be there too.
I have. It's legit jealousy. It's what other teams want to do. It's why people hate Pat Riley. It's why it's jealousy of what we do. And then you're not coming to the game early enough. All that's jealousy of winning championships and doing what Pat and them do. And that's why the criticism of the Heat always blows my mind, because we've seen other organizations down here. We've seen ownership groups. We've seen executives that don't know what the hell they're doing. Now we got a dude that does it, and everybody hates you. It's an old saying, if nobody's hating on you, you're doing something wrong. That's why people hate the Heat.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Boom.
Look at them.
Boom.
Facts.
Jealousy.
I'm ready to have my heart broken to pieces over the next 24 hours, gentlemen. I am ready.
Oh, there's no chance we get Giannis and Ja. But
This ain't happening.
yeah,
Tyler Hero is not going to travel Friday to Boston, and our starting lineup is going to be Davion Mitchell, Pella Larson, and Myron Gardner.
They're trading Norman Powell and Tyler for Ja Morant.
ain't no chance it's gonna happen.
All right, guys.
Goldie, I mean, look at that guy.
Always looks sharp.
Goldie always looks sharp, even when he doesn't have a broadcast to do.
Yeah.
This guy's a free agent tonight. He doesn't have to look as good as he does.
He's a looker.
He's a looker.
Look at him.
Look at yourself.
Look at yourself, Goldie.
All right, guys. The Panthers play tonight against the Bruins. 7 o'clock puck drop. You can listen to the broadcast here on WQAM. The Heat are off until Friday night. They'll be in Boston to face the Celtics.
All right.
Your weather in South Florida right now, it's in the low 70s now. It has dropped a little bit. Tonight, it'll be in the low 60s. That's your weather.
All right. Goldie's going to join us in the next segment. I want to tell you about my good friends and the amazing award-winning team at Doral Kia. Whenever you want a low price, you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia. Take advantage of a Pricito now on all your favorite new Kia models like a Sportage, Sorento, Telluride, K5, Soul, and more. Do not wait. Hurry to Doral Kia today. I've told you. We hurried the Hochmans down to Doral Kia, and we got our son a Kia K4. He had a Kia Forte and got in an accident. The car was totaled, and he said, I want another Kia. He loved the Kia brand and ended up getting the Kia K4. Sharp car. Mitchell, the king of Kias, took great care of us down there at Doral Kia. He will take great care of you and your family as well. So don't miss your chance to save on a new Kia or shop any of their pre-owned vehicles with easy financing, fast service, and the best value for your money, because you always pay less with your Pricito at Doral Kia.
You're listening to the Hoch, Crowder, and Solana Show.
I've wondered what planet Solana is from lately, and I'm finding out it's definitely not Earth.
Go.
I like what you do there, Jimmy. Sharp dressed man for Steve Goldstein. That's some good producing right there. 5 o'clock hour is the Funky Buddha Happy Hour, and it's brought to you by our friends at Funky Buddha Brewery. And right here at the Amerant Bank Arena, you can get yourself as much Funky Buddha as you'd like, as long as you got a working credit card. It is right down underneath us and across from Pantherland. Get yourself some Funky Buddha. Enjoy yourself a little bit of hockey. Have the time of your life tonight. You got
gloves off. Get the gloves off.
That's Crowder's suggestion.
Yes.
This is the place to get it. Panthers Bruins tonight, 7 o'clock. Game's on TNT, which means Goldie walks around. He's bouncing from suite to suite, signs some autographs, takes some pictures, eats the food in the suite. He lives a good life tonight. You're like the mayor of Sunrise tonight, right, Goldie?
Pretty accurate, particularly on the foods.
Yeah. Oh,
good.
Yeah.
You can have a gloves off yourself.
I can, or a few.
That's right.
Well, I got to do my work on the scoreboard.
That is true.
My pregame and intermissions.
That is
once
true.
we hit the second intermission.
Well, normally you'll see Goldie doing play-by-play on Script Sports, but again, tonight on TNT, the game is, so he gets to gallivant around the arena. You can hear the game here on 104.3 FM WQAM. I want to cover a lot of stuff with you in our 15 minutes or so here, Goldie, but I'll start with the Panthers because they really could have used a win against Buffalo on Monday. They really need one tonight against Boston. The clock, I said it to Plagan, the clock is ticking here. At what point has the clock ticked too far that they just can't figure out a way in?
Well, you never count them out because who knows with them, they could do what they did 3 years ago and rip off 6 wins in a row when you're 7 points out. But you're right. There's no doubt. It's my calculation. It's going to take 19 wins. I always thought 97 would be the number. It might even be a little higher than that. So, you need 19 wins. You needed 19 wins, 9 days ago, and you didn't get any of the last 4. So 19 and blank starts going down on that margin for error. So you've got a huge 24 hours for this team. They know the situation they're in, and you watch a lot of these games. You watch these third periods, and it just seems like between the guys that are not playing and the guys that are playing, that have played such heavy minutes, that have been through it all, and the goaltending has not been what it's been the last few years, they're losing these games in third periods to these teams. That's what I'm seeing. They're not, and it's, the margin is razor thin, but they're not getting that goal to either go up by 2 or break the tie, and then they're giving that goal up. It's a goal here, a goal there, and it's not going their way.
And Gold, it's something that's funny you bring up, like the guys being gone. We have the context to it with Barkey being out, Kachuk. Like, we know Marchand's not playing a lot. But, like, what do they need to do? With what they have, what do they need to do? Just looking at it from the outside, what's the weakness right now? I said, Doug was like, I want to say it's a weakness because he was saying, like, half of your damn players are out. We have, like, 6 guys out, and we get excited, but they're still out. Minus that, what's the problem right now with the Panthers with what they have to put on the ice?
Yeah, I think overall, Crowder, they're playing pretty well with what they're dealing with. They are. They're getting leads. Sometimes they're getting leads, like last game, 2-0 early on against the red hot team. You think you're in really good shape. I think they need a couple of guys here tonight and tomorrow to really step up and do something spectacular. Like Sergei Bobrovsky, stand on your head. Do whatever you got to do to only give up 0 or 1. Even though it's a 2-on-1 or whatever it is, or someone pops in 2 or 3 goals. That said, your candidates to do that besides the goalie are less because you don't have as many guys that can do that. And I'm just saying, I'm not making excuses because you play with who you got, and every year's a different year, but there are a lot of miles on the tires on Reinhart and Forsling and even a guy like Lundell this year, but it's cumulative. Aaron Ekblad, Nico Mikla, these guys have been through all of the wars. They've kind of had no break. Would they play 23 games, 21 games, 24 games extra the last 3 years? And this is why it's so hard to win. It's nearly impossible to win twice, and it's virtually impossible to win 3 times. And that's pretty much in every sport. It's just so hard to do it. And I think the Panthers, what they've gone through so far this season, they're seeing why. Guys out of the lineup, and there are guys in the lineup that aren't quite in their peak form.
How has Kachuk looked since he's been back? I know in the first 7 games that he returned, he was leading the team in points, or maybe it was the first 4 games, but whatever. I know he was leading the team in points before the other night against the Sabres. How does he look? Because when you're saying certain guys, Bob has to stand on his head, I would imagine Kachuk does have fresh legs as he ramps up. Is he one of those guys that you can lean on to kind of just go into badass Kachuk takeover mode?
I think Solana, there's a great candidate. Go get a hat trick tonight. I mean, someone needs to, and he's done it before. And, he did it in that St. Louis game. He set up a goal and they're down 4-2. He scores the 2 goals with the great hands. They get it to 4-4. Unfortunately, they give up a goal with 8 seconds left in regulation while they're shorthanded. We've also seen that, back to Crowder's point a little bit. We've seen penalties late in games when the game is either tied or down a goal, and then they're shorthanded with, 3 minutes left, 4 minutes left, makes it even tougher. But, when you're not doing what you really need to do, that's when the officials come in. We've talked about this for years. You know me, I'm not a big blame officials job, because if you let a bad call cost you a game, you probably didn't do your job the whole game. They've had some rough calls go against them. But, I think Matthew Kachuk's a great candidate tonight and tomorrow to do exactly what you said.
Bottom line, the league hasn't figured out the Panthers. The Panthers haven't aged out. They haven't made bad decisions. They literally are winded, gassed, injured, and played more hockey over the last 4 years, really, than anyone in the league. And by the way, they're not going to get much of a break during the Olympics. They got a bunch of guys going to the Olympics.
Yeah, most of these guys are going. Again, it's after tomorrow night. They got about 5 days a week. One of those teams is probably going to win the gold medal, but they're all not going to win the gold medal. So some of them are going to get back, pretty soon. And hopefully after the break, Seth Jones is ready. I am no doctor, as you know, but I've watched Barkov. He looks pretty good on the ice. I don't think he's back after the break.
What would be the earliest, though?
I have no idea.
Late in the playoffs? I mean,
I don't know.
Really? You think he could be back in time for the postseason?
I'm no doctor, but he's scooting around pretty well.
Tomorrow.
So that'd be nice.
Tomorrow.
But yeah, they're not going to get a big break.
Lindsey Vonn is competing in the Olympics with a torn ACL.
See that?
She just tore her ACL last week, Crowder. She's competing in the Olympics.
Yeah, that's a dog. It's called dog, DAWG.
Some people got that dog in them. Goldie, let me talk football here for a second so we can bounce around a little bit. Who do you like on Sunday?
I like Seattle. I think they're the better team. But the Patriots have just found so many ways to win games. It's a little scary if you're Seattle, if it's close late in the game. That said, the Seahawks offense, they should be able to score. I didn't think the 2 playoff games, and New England deserved, where they are. They had a great regular season. So you get a team that played the week before in Houston, up there in the snow in Foxborough. That was the MO when Belichick and Brady were there. You get Peyton Manning in that terrible weather and you pick them off 3 times. And then going to Denver, similar weather situation, which doesn't bother either team, I don't think. But Denver doesn't have its quarterback. And Denver's a team that you could make the case, although as close as they came to going to the Super Bowl, they pulled games out all year long and weren't dominant. So if you want to say the road to get there was on the easier side, I would agree with that with New England, but they earned that road. I favor Seattle in the game. I think a ton comes down to the 2 quarterbacks. And honestly, would it shock you if either one of these guys has 3 touchdowns and is the game MVP? And would it shock you if either one of these guys throw 3 picks and everybody's blaming them Sunday night at 9:30? Probably not that much. Probably not.
And Goldie, speaking of the quarterbacks, does if let's say Sam Darnold wins, because I'm with you, I think the Seattle Seahawks win the game. Does it change your thought of him? Because the numbers are there. He's led the team, even last year in Minnesota, what he did in Minnesota. But I don't look at Sam Darnold. You talk about Brady and Manning and those guys. I don't look at Sam Darnold like that. He's Sam damn Darnold.
Yeah, but he's Jeff damn Hostetler and Trent damn Dilfer. I mean, those guys won a Super Bowl, came in and won one. So, no, I don't think he's an all-time guy like you say, but tell you what he's done, well, the GM in Minnesota got fired, right? I mean, they finally look at it and go, dude, how did you not keep this guy? I'm sure there were some other things too. But he's been excellent. Remember, he was a high draft pick. So where does he go? The Jets. He's on Carolina. They had him and Baker Mayfield, by
Yep.
the way. Nice job, Panthers. I mean, you got both guys. Like, pick one. So, you look at it. Maybe it's a guy just maturing, getting better coaching now. He was in some bad positions because he was a high draft pick and a great college player. I'm going to be curious if he wins this game. Then the conversation, like this offseason, becomes, like you just said, Crowder, how good is he?
Right.
Can he win more? I think it's pretty fascinating. And if Drake May wins one, man, he is being compared to Tom Brady.
I will
100%.
bang my head against my window all night long if that happens. If I have to make that conversation happen on Monday, I will bang my head
May
against
and
the
Vrabel,
window.
Brady and Belichick. It's going to start.
What's the better coaching quarterback tandem?
It's going to start.
What do you think of the Dolphins? Everybody knows Goldie is the television voice for Miami Dolphins preseason football on CBS. What do you think of Jeff Hafley, the new head coach?
Yeah, but just wrapping up on Brady, and he did it without a Hall of Fame coach. So,
and without a Hall of Fame owner.
Gives him a lot of credit, no one's in the Hall.
Sure.
You love the direction the Dolphins are going in. I like the fact that it was a pretty big search committee. Stephen Ross, son-in-law, presumably, eventually, he may be in charge. You had the mainstays in Marino in there, Tom Garfinkel. You brought in Troy Aikman. You had a lot of different candidates. So it kind of reminds me a little bit of what the Panthers did, knock on wood, hopefully, when they got Bill Zito. They interviewed like 25 people from, Vinny Viola, and Matt Caldwell was the president at the time and went through extensive lengths. So I think the GM, is on the right track. And then to bring in a coach that's got that kind of mentality and knows about building a culture, knows it's important, and the GM and the coach will be on the same page philosophically. And the coach is hiring his own staff, like, novel ideas, right? Make sure everybody's aligned. Cautious optimism for sure. I love the attitude of both guys. I mean, they're like football junkies, the new coach and the new GM.
And Goldie, something that we disagree with on this show, I think I'm the guy saying, like, play Tua, keep him. You already have him. You have $50 million under the tab. Like, you have to pay that tab, where keep Tua, let him play. If he plays well, now you have a bigger trade chip. He's not the quarterback of the future, but leave him on the roster, where I would say, Hawk, if I don't want to speak out of line for Hawk, but it's like you got rid of the head coach and the GM. Now you can't just keep the quarterback of those guys. Where do you sit with Tua? What do you think they should do and will do with Tua?
I don't think he's going to be here. And I don't think he probably shouldn't be here, because remember, the reason they're in this contractual problem is that first practice 2 years ago, he wouldn't go on the field, and the thing looked like a high school offense, a bad high school offense. And Mike McDaniel went upstairs after practice and said, fellas, we got no shot without this dude. Give him his market value, and that's why they're in the situation of the $55 million a year and the $99 million cap hit. So I don't dismiss the point you bring up, Crowd. You're paying him anyway. The season is probably going to be a reset and a rebuild anyway. Let's see what you got. If someone beats him out, fine, but he's not going to be okay with that. And I think that's part of the reason they're in the situation they hadn't given him the money, because kind of his sensitivity. Like, easily Chris Greer could have gone in with Mike McDaniel and say, dude, you're not getting the extension. You have a year left. You have two options. A, go home, knock yourself out, don't play. B, play, and we'll see what happens. They did not want to do that to him. And I think part of it is they didn't think he would produce doing that, because they did that with other guys. They did that with Christian Wilkins. They did that with Andrew Van Ginkel. They did it with Javon Holland. They've done it with other players. For whatever reason, they didn't think they could do it with him. So I think he's going to be gone. But Crowder, if it's that bad on the cap, and I'm no capologist, just what I'm seeing, it seems like it's that bad. Man, you can make the guy play and compete for his job, and it's yours, it's Tua, and it's maybe one or two other guys they bring in. It would certainly be great for you guys in this radio show. I can tell you that.
You're not lying, man.
I think the philosophy that whether it was Sully or Hafley, but I believe it was Sully, he talked about drafting a quarterback pretty much almost every year.
Or maybe two.
just to keep the competition going.
Yeah.
I know, look, we're a long way from the draft, and it was just a Senior Bowl. The Super Bowl still has to be played. But when you look at the Dolphins right now, is quarterback what they should prioritize in terms of this year, specifically coming up, what they should go after in the draft? And if that's the next available best quarterback with the 11th overall pick, or trading back, or however you address it, because there's so many different things that this team needs right now. When you think of the secondary, you think of the offensive line, like how should they attack the draft? Is it just find your quarterback, and period?
I've always been that way. You just keep picking them till you finally find them. But if there's a great player there at a different position, I think they take that player. So I think that's the way they do it with every single pick, and that's the way they should do it. I think you take whoever you think is the best player long term. If it's a quarterback at 11, I'm good with that. And I think later on, maybe when you get to the 4th round, those later rounds, that's when maybe, like he said, you take a quarterback or two just for the sake of taking a quarterback or two. And, it has been completely proven. We go back, 10 years, 5 years, heck, go back 1 year. You could find the guy in a million different ways. You did. That's why just lose them all and get the number one. They don't guarantee you get number one. The quarterback's going to be the guy. It's still a crapshoot. Same way it is if you pick a guy 50th. It's a crapshoot. Or if you take a guy off the scrap heap like Sam Darnold, it's a crapshoot. So you really don't know. I'm of the philosophy in this draft, you take whoever you think the best player is, and if it's a quarterback, bring the guy in 100%. If they love a guy, that'd be exciting, man. If they love a guy enough to bring him in.
All right, we got to wrap things up, Goldie, because we got to make way for Hurricane Hotline and then some Florida Panthers hockey on this radio station tonight. They got to get this one tonight, Goldie.
I've said that the last week, but yes, they got to get this.
Got to get this one right. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it Monday. I meant it tonight.
Got to have it.
They got to get this one.
Will you be at the FIU basketball game next Thursday?
I will be at the FIU women's basketball game tomorrow against the Lady Toppers.
Couple of FIU broadcasters chopping it up here.
Well, we got the Olympic break, so I'm doing the FIU basketball game.
Yeah.
I was hoping he'd be there to support.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, I was told on pretty good authority that Goldie, when he was ranking the people he wants to work alongside, I wasn't necessarily making the top 3. So
I was never asked.
I'm just joking. No, I'm doing tomorrow Western Kentucky, FIU women's basketball, and then Saturday Middle Tennessee.
No, so you're not coming Thursday?
No, I'll be out of the country on Thursday.
But it will be Bill Gill first on his list.
I don't know who I'm doing the game
if he
with.
were asked to.
I got 3 games during this break. I'm not sure. I know George Richards is doing a game with me.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes by GR.
Oh, GR is doing a game with me.
No, only one person calls him GR, and it's this.
You want to do stats? Huh?
IDIOT. No, I'm
public sandwiches for the.
If I have
meal.
to tell you,
No,
if I had Goldie's gig and his dough, you wouldn't catch me. If someone gave me a 3-week break in the middle of a season, you wouldn't catch me doing a damn thing.
A few games, and
this guy loves to
he
work.
Loves it. He loves it. Loves to work. That's the difference between Goldie and us, Hawk. We don't love to work.
Pause up.
All right. Panthers tonight, hockey right here on 104.3 FM WQAM. You can watch it on TNT if you are so inclined. And then Panthers back at it tomorrow night in Tampa, and then they'll go on their Olympic break for a while. Have a fun night at the arena.
Thank you.
Goldie, Tree Crawford, our on-site engineer, thank you for all your help today. Jimmy, great job back in the studio. Everybody have a great and safe Wednesday night. Go Panthers. We will speak with you on NBA trade deadline day mañana.
Solana's a virgin.